Good evening and welcome to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota National Bank serving their customers for over 150 years in both personal, commercial, and ag lending. Well, I'm Michael Schumacher, and we've got the big guns out. It's Michael, Gage, and Jen tonight from Dakota Valley in North Sioux City, South Dakota, where the Vermilion Tanagers and the Dakota Valley Panthers are set to do battle in a boy-girl doubleheader. It should be two really good matchups, as these are two teams both in the DAC-12 as well as in the same region. So it's a big matchup for both teams. The Tanager girls are looking to continue their winning ways, and as well as the Tanager boys. Tanager boys, after having dropped 3 in a row, have been on a successful run as of late, and we'll discuss all aspects of that as we continue. But again, we are at halftime of the JV game, where the boys are winning 34-27. In the C game, the boys won as well. So hopefully that in the C game they won. So hopefully that's a harbinger of good things to come, as we hope the Tanager boys can continue on. The Tanager girls are 13-3 in the most recent South Dakota Prep Media Poll. They were receiving votes. And speaking of that Prep Media Poll, let's take a look at that. And again, we're at halftime of the JV game, where the Tanagers lead 34-27. So while that game is going on, we will give you some play-by-play of that and keep you updated, as well as discussing our pregame. Again, I have Gage that will chime in periodically. Right, Gage?
Yeah.
All right.
I am here.
All right, because Jen doesn't like talking on the microphone. So don't worry that we're taking anything away from Jen. Trust me, Jen does not like talking on the walkie system. So I don't want you thinking we're taking something away from her. Just wanted to. I like having a little bit of banter. We had Gage filling in for a sick Jen last night, so we're glad Jen is back and in action with us tonight. And so this has been the end of a long stretch for us, where between the boys and girls having single headers, we seem to have been doing games, I think, like 10 out of the last 13 nights, it felt like. This will be the last one for about 5-6 days until next Monday, and we'll talk about the upcoming schedule for the Tanager girls and boys as well. So let's take a look at that most recent South Dakota Prep Media Poll. In boys AA action, Mitchell is in first place with 18 first-place votes. They're 13-1 on the season. Roosevelt in second. They bumped up from fourth at 10-3. Harrisburg in third, fell from second. Washington fell to fourth after being in third at 10-4. And Brandon Valley was receiving votes. They are now in fifth. Also receiving votes this week, Rapid City Stevens. In Class A boys, Sioux Falls Christian, also unanimous at 18 first-place votes, is in first again. Hamlin still in second at 12-3. Pine Ridge moves up from fourth to third at 13-1. Now, they have a huge matchup tonight. Tonight, Pine Ridge, number 3 in Class A, plays number 1 in Class B, White River. So Coach Casey Means of the Pine Ridge Thorps did send me the link, so we'll probably try to keep an eye on that game as well, because that is a big matchup in the state tonight. And then number 4, Sioux Valley, fell from third to fourth. They were 14-1 as of yesterday. And Dakota Valley, this Dakota Valley Panther team stays in fifth at 11-2. Receiving votes, Hot Springs with 1, the Rapid City Christian with 1. And in Class B, the aforementioned White River moved up from second into first. Castlewood moved up to second from third. DeSmet moved up to third from fourth. Falling from first into fourth is Viborg Hurley, and Wessington Springs stays in fifth at 14-1. Also receiving votes, Canastota, Leola Frederick area, Faith, Howard, and Del Rapids, St. Mary. Looking at girls action in AA, again, a unanimous number 1, O'Gorman with 18 first-place votes, followed by Mitchell, who's also undefeated in second. Harrisburg in third at 9-3. Brandon Valley moves up to fourth from fifth at 10-3, and Jefferson moves to fifth from fourth at 11-4. Also receiving votes, Pierre with 2. Class A, Flandreau moves up into first with 14 first-place votes. They were in second. Red Cloud had been in third. They're now in second with 1 first-place vote at 16-0. Sioux Falls Christian moves up to third from fourth with one first-place vote. Ironically, on the heels of that defeat of Sisseton, that knocked Sisseton into fourth. But remember, Sioux Falls Christian did lose last week to these Vermilion Tanager girls. So you'll notice when we get down to receiving votes, the Tanager girls are also being recognized. But T area stays in fifth at 12-3. And then, yes, receiving votes, Vermilion and Wagner. So really, as I discussed this morning on my show at the mic, Class A girls, you have 7 teams there that are just definitively qualified to be at state. But there are a score of other Class A girls teams that are possibly state tournament eligible. So it's going to be an interesting run in Class A to see how that fleshes out. Because you have some teams in the same region that are in that top 8 that you look at, and so it's going to be interesting. We'll take a look at seed points later and see who's where right now. As Gabe Larson just hit I think it's Gabe. Yeah, Gabe Larson just hit a three-pointer to make it 37-27. One thing I did want to mention about Gabe Larson is in his varsity action, when I was looking at the stats, he has hit 2 3-pointers on 2 attempts. He's at 100% when it comes to his 3-point shots in varsity action. And now there was a 2-pointer for Dakota Valley, making it 37-29 with 6:17 to go here in the third quarter. They still have it as second up there, but it is third quarter. And so as we finish out Class B girls, as we're taking a look around the state here, brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. Again, 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Vermilion leads 39-29 over Dakota Valley. That is on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. In Class B girls, in first place, Ethan with 17 first-place votes at 15-1. Centerville stays in second at 12-2 with 1 first-place vote. And Harding County in third at 14-0. Wall stays in fourth at 12-3, and Lyman at 14-1 stays in fifth. Receiving votes, Arlington with 18. I'm trying to remember who Ethan beat last night. Oh, Mount Vernon Plankinton.
Yes.
I knew they beat somebody that was a really good team and really solidified that number 1 slot. I mean, that victory over that Fox and Russ-led MVP team, and it was big. It was a big win for them by a good-sized margin. So that Ethan team is no team to mess with. But, you know, I saw that Centerville team in action against Wall, and they looked pretty good against them, too. So it's Class B girls, and we know Wall's good. Harding County, they're undefeated. You know, there has to be something to that. And Lyman at 14-1, along with Arlington. Just a lot of good teams in the Class B girls as well.
Yeah, the Sordak 16 is going to be interesting to watch and see.
It
really tight teams together.
It really is. You know, seeing who comes out of some of these tougher regions. And, you know, you look at some regions, you know, you take the top 2 out of each of the regions. You look at some of the regions, and it's like, oh, you have this definitive number 1, and then it's like, oh, who's going to battle for second? Then you see some where you're like, the top 4, all 4 are worthy of going to state, but only 2 are going to get a chance.
Yeah.
And so that can make it tough. All right, back and forth here. Vermilion leads 41-29 with 4:48 to go here in the third quarter. Dakota Valley with some nice ball movement there, and that is a 3. And it looks like there's an injury, and so there's going to be an injury timeout maybe. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back after this Murph's Appliance timeout here from Dakota Valley. 41-32 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 4:41 to go in the third quarter of this JV action on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermilion.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Welcome back to Dakota Valley. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage Revelette and Jen Ashley as we're getting ready to bring you Dakota Valley Panther and Missouri Vermilion Tanager basketball. Right now we're in the third quarter of the JV boys game where Vermilion leads 41-32 with 4:40 to go here on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Landon Cerny bringing the ball up. He gets it into Cade Roovers, who kicks it out to Hunter Morse for three, and that is good, making it 44-32 in favor of the Tanager JV team. Here's Dakota Valley moving the ball around. There's a three-point attempt for Dakota Valley, no good. Rebound, Trenton Thomas, who's been seeing some action on the varsity level lately. Ever since the Landon Cerny injury, Trenton Thomas gets in a couple of times. Cerny out at the three-point line, hands it off to Gabe Larson. Larson drives in at the elbow. Nice behind the back, up with the lay-in, and that is good. Nice move by Gabe Larson.
Yeah, that looked a little too easy.
It did. He did a really nice job on that.
Steal. Back up.
That was a steal by Morse, fouled on the shot. Shot's no good, but right now Vermilion leads 46-32. And remember, Gabe Larson, just a sophomore, has quite a bit of ability out there. A lot of good players to come for Vermilion. Gabe Larson's a good one. Trenton Thomas is a good one. Luke Jensen is another good one. Spencer Blanchette is on the varsity as well. Of course, that doesn't even include that you have Trey Hansen as a sophomore and Bryson Skogsberg as a freshman. So Gabe Larson checks out. Checking in is Carson Preister. First free throw for Morse was good. Out there for Vermilion, Thomas, Cerny, Morse, Roovers, and Preister. Here's the second free throw for Morse, and that is going to be just short. That is a lane violation. We saw 2 or 3 of those called last night. It almost like they're paying more attention to it. I'm not quite sure if that's a new point of emphasis for some officials, but I've seen more called in the last 2 nights than I've seen the rest of my announcing, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a lane violation ever watching basketball until last night. And yeah, there's a handful of them.
And Morse still misses the second one. Dakota Valley with the rebound, 47-32, 3:26 to go here in the third quarter of the JV game. Dakota Valley moving the ball around into the hands of Dylan Lucan. Lucan also plays on the varsity. Lucan for three, no good off the back iron, but rebound to Carver Fritchen, the 5'11 freshman. And there's a nice putback by number 23, Zachary Schlottman, a 6'1 sophomore guard. Cerny brings the ball up 47-34. Trenton Thomas for three, just short, but rebound, Preister. Preister pulls it back out, thought about driving in, thought about it again. And here's Thomas again, and that one's good. Trenton Thomas for three, and here's a timeout by Vermilion. So we'll take a timeout as well. It's a 30-second timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. We'll be back on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
And we are out of the Murph's Appliance timeout on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 2:41 to go in the third quarter, 50-34. Vermilion leads with 2:41 to go. And I believe you can get most of it on the screen. Maybe we can pan out a little bit more to get this end of the court on there with the camera. You don't have to move the camera back and forth for JV yet, but maybe they want to do that while I call the game here. And so here's Dakota Valley with the ball. Lucan Over to Schlottman. Schlottman, nope. That is a three-pointer for Dakota Valley. That was by Cash Slater. And Vermilion just scores. Didn't see who as we're trying to get this set up. So 53-37, a minute 46 to go in the third quarter. JV, Del Rapids, or Dakota Valley. In Dakota Valley, here's a three-point attempt for Dakota Valley. No good, but rebound by number 5, Drew Lucan. And Dylan Lucan with the three-pointer, the 6-foot junior guard, makes it 53-40 with a minute 28 to go. Looking to check in for Dakota Valley is Maddox Wingert. Trenton Thomas for three. That'll be off the front iron. Rebound to Dakota Valley. .46 seconds to go here in the quarter. Lucan for three, and that is good. All of a sudden, it's back to a 10-point deficit. As Landon Cerny brings the ball up, 37 seconds. About 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Cerny goes up and puts it in the lane. Makes it 55-43, 31.4 seconds to go. Here's Drew Lucan bringing the ball up. Guarded by Preister, hands it off to Cash Slater. Slater guarded by Roovers, 17 seconds to go. Drives the lane, kicks it out. Here's a three-point attempt for Dylan Lucan. No good. Rebound to Carson Preister. 6 seconds to go. Cerny for three. No good. Rebound Hunter Morris, and he is unable to get a shot back up. So after three here in the JV game, Vermilion leads 55-43. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage and Jen. We'll be back with more here on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with the work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Welcome back to Dakota Valley, where the Dakota Valley Panthers and the Vermilion Tanagers are getting ready for a boys-girls doubleheader. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravalette. We're into the fourth quarter of the JV game, where the Vermilion Tanagers lead Dakota Valley 55-43 on the boys' side. It's a big matchup tonight for both teams. Girls are now 13-3, receiving votes in the most recent prep media poll. The boys are 10-4, having had a really nice streak following that three-game losing streak. And so they'd love to continue that momentum. And there's a steal for Cade Roovers, knocked into the hands by Gabe Larson. So Roovers brings the ball up, gives it to Thomas. Trenton Thomas drives in, kicks it out to Larson. Larson drives the lane, pull-up jumper, and that will, just roll off the front of the rim. 6.5 minutes to go, 55-43. That's ball is lost by Dakota Valley. And there's a jump ball as Luke Anima was unable to keep control of it. All right, here's Carson Preister with a short little jumper in the paint. Nice. 57-43, 6:07 to go. Here's Dylan Lucan pushing the ball up, gets it ahead. And they get it down into the paint, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Gabe Larson. That'll be his, the first team foul. And that is his third personal foul. So here's the inbounds play. Grady Ramos. Outlet pass there to Carver Fritchen. And that is going to be an offensive foul. Offensive foul on number 20, Luke Anima. That is his second personal, first team. Vermilion leads 57-43 with 5:55 to go. Here's Trenton Thomas. And he is going to be tripped. And that is going to be Anima's third personal.
Yeah, I wonder if he tripped up on his own feet there, or?
I know it looked like Anima's left leg got out there, and I think that caught Thomas's left and just kind of caused a collision. Incidental or not, unfortunately, still a foul. And there's Trenton Thomas, dribbles off his leg. And so there's a turnover. Thomas looks a little gimpy.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Looked like he's limping a little bit after.
Sometimes you never know how a person lands can affect you. It doesn't look like that big of a collision, but like they say, it's the fall that gets you.
Yeah.
And Seth Reinhart with a nice little baby hook on inside in the paint with 5:30 to go, 57-45. Vermilion leads here in the JV action. Fourth quarter. Carson Preister out at the three-point line, hands it off to Gabe Larson. Larson drives in, little floater up and banks it in. Gabe Larson's going to be a really good player, I think, for this Vermilion team. He has a nice move, smooth shot, but he's able to drive, pull up that floater. He's a sophomore, and so we'll see next year. I bet he gets some varsity time.
Yeah, just watching him here in the, last 8 minutes of the game, yeah, he looks like he probably should already be getting a few minutes of varsity time if he already doesn't.
Oh, there's a bad pass from Roovers to Preister, unable to contain it, but Anima is then fouled by, nope, they're calling a double dribble, okay. I think, yeah, they're calling a double dribble, so Vermilion will inbound the ball, 59-45 lead with 4:46 to go here in the fourth quarter of this JV game. This action is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, for 150 years serving their customers as with commercial, personal, and ag lending. And the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, 4:46 to go, 59-45, Vermilion leads. Boy, really aggressive defense from this Dakota Valley team. Carson Preister goes up, unable to connect, gets his own rebound. No foul called. Preister's just getting really moved around, and they're finally calling a foul there. I think they're going to call it on William Schnabel, number 15, a 6'1" sophomore forward. That'll be and that's his second personal, third team here in the fourth quarter. Again, we want to thank you for joining us as we're bringing you Tanager basketball. Here's Gabe Larson. Over to Hunter Morse, back in, try to get it into Gabe, who knocks it into the hands of Roovers. Roovers over to Thomas for three, off the back iron. Rebound Preister. Preister up with the right hand and good. Nice move by Carson Preister as well. So 61-45 with 4:11 to go in the fourth quarter of this JV game. Short little jumper there, floater there by Dakota Valley, no good. Rebound into the hands of Carson Preister, who hands it off to Roovers. They're going to call a jump ball. So again, we'll have interviews for the pregame featuring Coach Tammy Lilly and Coach John Brooks of Dakota Valley and Vermilion. If you look at the varsity girls action for Dakota Valley, they're a really good team. They are 11-5. I think I said 10-5. They are 11-5 on the season. Their only losses have been to Lennox, who's 12-4, T Area, who's 12-3, Parkston, who's 11-5, Sioux Falls Christian, who's 14-2, and then Elk Point Jefferson, who's 14-2. So it's an 11-5 record with really no bad loss on there.
Yeah, none at all. And as I looked at it here.
And we know that T Area team, even with those 3 losses, some of those are to AA schools. So a T Area is a quality team that beat these Tanager girls earlier in the season.
Yeah, I was just thinking, T's on their poll rankings here.
Yep, T is ranked 5th in Class A. EPJ not receiving votes, but they're a really good team. Lennox not receiving votes. Sioux Falls Christian, obviously, as we mentioned, they're ranked 3rd in Class A.
Yeah, and their 3rd loss being Parkston, which only was a 1-point game, so
yeah,
if that came down to a buzzer beater shot or not.
Exactly. So, you know, it's when you say, okay, should Vermilion girls win? They should. But you don't want to overlook this Dakota Valley team because each of those losses are a loss that you'd probably say, okay, I mean, air quotes, good loss. And so you don't want to take anything for granted. Vermilion's going to need to come through with their offense as well as great pressure defense. Now, Dakota Valley does have a few 8th graders starting, a couple of 8th graders starting. We'll be hearing more about them during the pregame. But it's going to be an interesting game. But right now it's 2:51 here in the JV game, and Gabe Larson with a nice pull-up jumper from about 17 feet. Makes it 64-45. Dakota Valley brings the ball down. Good ball movement. Turnaround jumper, and that is good. That is Zachary Schlottman, the 6'1" sophomore guard. .220 to go. Roovers for 3, and that's going to be off the iron. Rebounded there by Seth Reinhardt, who gets it out, gets it ahead, and now it's in the hands of Carver Friction. Dakota Valley from the top of the key for 3, no good. Rebound, Hunter Morse. So a minute 58 to go here in the JV game. Short jumper by Trenton Thomas, no good. Rebound, Dakota Valley. That shot by Dakota Valley, no good. Rebound knocked out into the hands of Dakota Valley. They're going to call an over and back. Thought it was knocked, but that's okay. We'll take it. It's now checking in for Vermilion. It's Spencer Blanchette, Carson Preister, Frankie Orr. Then you also have Luke Jensen out there, along with, I believe it's Gabe Larson over there. Yep, so Larson with the ball. Gets it over to Blanchette. Blanchette at the elbow, kicks it out to Jensen. Jensen, spin move, turnaround jumper, up, off the glass, no good. Rebound. The minute 13 to go goes to Dakota Valley. And so Vermilion JV will win for boys. Vermilion C team won for boys. So a good start for the boys. We hope we can continue at varsity. There's a missed shot. Rebound to Vermilion. Now less than a minute to go.
Yeah, hopefully get that clean sleep.
It'd be nice.
Sweet, not sleet. Sweet.
It'd be nice. Yeah, we don't need to hear the word sleet. Oh, Blanchette. Oh, that 3 looked good from here, but unable to make it. And there is a nice throw-ahead pass for Dakota Valley. Checking in for DV is number 14, Jeff Nelson, a 5'11 freshman guard, and number 2, 6-foot sophomore, Jackson Shoulders. About a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. As they get it down to Orr, who gets it back out to Blanchette, who isn't fouled on the way in. And so 24 seconds. 3-point shot for Dakota Valley, no good. Orr unable to come up with the rebound, but it is taken down by Carson Preister with 15 seconds to go. We'll see. I think Vermilion's just going to dribble it out. So that'll be it. Vermilion will win 64 to 49. We will take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with our First Dakota National Bank pregame show as we get ready for Vermilion Tanager girls against Dakota Valley. You're listening to ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage Ravelette and Jen Ashley as we are getting prepared to bring you Tanager Basketball. The girls and boys are in for a doubleheader tonight at Dakota Valley in North Sioux City. The Tanager girls are 13-3 on the season. They're getting ready to take on the 11-5 Dakota Valley Panthers. As we talked earlier, the Panthers only have 5 what would be known as quality losses on the season. Had a chance to sit down with Coach Tammy Lilly earlier, and here is that conversation with Coach Tammy Lilly of the Dakota Valley Panthers.
Welcome back to our coaches conversation, and on the line we have Tammy Lilly, head coach for Dakota Valley. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great. It's game day.
It is, and sometimes I gripe that, especially when boys and girls are playing single headers night after night.
Right.
It gets to be a lot, but gosh, there are worse ways to have to spend your life than either getting to broadcast basketball or attend basketball games. Game days are always fun. And
what you're made for, right?
Exactly. Well, you guys are having a pretty good season. Is this kind of where you thought you'd be when you were coming in, or are you feeling pretty good about where you are right now? Or maybe are you disappointed? What are your feelings so far on your season?
We're actually feeling pretty good about where we're sitting right now. Obviously, we have some older kids in our lineup, but we have a lot of youth in our team, and a lot of people playing big minutes that have not done so in the past. We're pretty excited about where we are.
Well, and you look at a team's record, and you're like, okay, they have this number of losses, and you look at your schedule, and I don't think you guys have what anyone would ever consider an air quotes bad loss. When you start looking at teams that, okay, Lennox, they're 12-4 on the year. T Area's like 12-3. Then Parkston's 11-5. It's just, and Sioux Falls Christian and Elk Point Jefferson, those are all, and nothing was ever a blowout. Nothing was ever, just a bad game. It looks like your team is really coming together and really gelling as the season goes, because I was noticing you have playing. Right. Do you feel like maybe you're hitting your stride at the right moment? Because the key is in basketball in South Dakota, you want to be playing well at the end, because everyone gets that shot with regions.
Absolutely. Yeah. We knew we were gonna have some learning curves early in the season, and we feel like we are improving on some key aspects as we've gone along. And like you said, our schedule is incredibly tough, so you kind of beat up on each other a little bit. But yeah, we feel like our kids are really improving as the season goes along, and we're finding new things that we can be successful at.
Well, and as part of that, you do talk about some established players. Should mention to people that don't know, you only have, I think, 2 seniors on your roster, and you do have a number of 8th graders that not only play significant minutes, that are kind of at least on-court leaders of the team.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we have 2 seniors. One of them starts. and then we have 2 8th graders who start as well. So.
And now,
so a lot of youth.
That is, I know as a Vermilion announcer, we take pride in Taylor Roover's 8th graders, especially in Class A. It's more common in Class B, but 8th graders making this kind of impact at the varsity level is still fairly unique, even in Class A basketball and in girls basketball. Was this something that was planned for these 8th graders heading into this season, or is it just something that in the off season you saw this development and heading into the season you're like, okay, I've got something here?
Well, they're very talented young ladies, and we knew going in that they were going to be a very important part of it. And then as we continued through the summer and some things changed for us, they've stepped in and done a phenomenal job, and they've earned every second that they're out there. They take it, they handle it with composure, and they're good teammates, and that makes a big difference. Well, that really does, and it makes there are. And especially maybe more on the boys' side, it's easier for an 8th grader maybe to come in a little cocky. But if you can come in as an 8th grader and you understand kind of the unique nature of it, and if you can be a good teammate, I think you're going to be welcomed with open arms by almost any teammate that you have. Absolutely. Our kids are close, and they understand that each of them brings value to the team, and all of those values look different, but each are equally important for a team to work. No, and that's exactly right. We've seen too many teams that are led by just one superstar fall short, and you've had these teams that are with no superstars but just a team aspect that go on to succeed. And so the team aspect is so valuable. Now, what is your offensive philosophy? What do you guys try to accomplish going into each game? And then also defensively, how do you like to treat your opponent? Well, defensively, we want to play with a lot of intensity and a lot of pressure. Sometimes that'll look like full court action, and sometimes that is only in the half court. We just kind of go on that based on scout and what we feel like we're going to be the best at against our opponent. We always prepare for all of those. We feel like we have the kids that can do it, and then we just try to put ourselves in the best situation possible. Offensively, we want to push the ball. We want to attack. We want to get to the rim as much as we can, but we also have a lot of people who can shoot from the outside, and that makes a big difference. All right. Now, your opponent tonight, Vermilion, they're on a hot streak. They come off a really big week with Beersford, Aberdeen Roncalli, and Sioux Falls Christian. What did they bring to the table that you view maybe as posing some challenges, and what might be some opportunities for your squad? Oh, they're a very talented team with a lot of experience, coming back from obviously a pretty hot season last year. So we know they're a juggernaut. We know that they're going to come with fantastic pressure in the full court. We know that they are going to jump passing lanes. They want to set traps. And obviously they've proven that they can score and put a lot of points on the board. They've been in the 70s pretty consistently here lately. So we know that we have to take care of the basketball offensively, and defensively we got to do our assignments, because one thing that makes Vermilion unique compared to a lot of other teams is their score chart. It's pretty balanced, and every night it seems like it's somebody different, and so they do a good job with that. And so we know we've got our lineup set, we've got our scout out, and we know it's going to be work for us, but we feel like we've got chances as well. All right. Well, again, just on one final note, your schedule might be one of the toughest I've looked at as for a Tanager opponent, just with the number of ranked teams. And when you look either at seed points or the coaches' rankings, how do you feel that prepares your team for this final stretch run as you head into regions and SODAC 16 action? You always want to go out and win. Obviously, that's the goal. But sometimes those close losses against those top-ranked teams give you so much to learn from and work on. And we've been able to do that. And our kids they listen, they focus, they want to compete, they want to do well. Going together make us a tough team to play as well. And so we're excited about that. We've got some good length. And we know that, like you said, some of those opponents that have helped us become a better team.
Well, and that's exactly right. Sometimes you learn more from losses than wins, and I think it's going to be a great matchup tonight. And, Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and best of luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
That was Coach Tammy Lilly of the Dakota Valley Panthers here on our First Dakota National Bank pregame show. We'll be back with more after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to our coaches' conversation. On the line for the Vermilion Lady Tanagers, Coach John Brooks. Coach, getting ready for Dakota Valley, the final game in this 2-week stretch of just constant games, very little practice time. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, obviously coming off the game last night against Madison, and here we are right back in the gym and heading to Dakota Valley. So, chance to step on the floor and play again. That's what the girls like. They don't like to be in practice. They like to play games. So here we go again.
Well, and you go to Dakota Valley. It's a rivalry game. Dakota Valley. It's a boys-girls doubleheader. They always tend to pack the gym. They're proud supporters of their teams. What kind of atmosphere does Dakota Valley bring, and what kind of challenge does that present to your team?
Yeah, it's always a fun game with Dakota Valley. They're just right down the road, and we've had a lot of really good battles with them. So once again, they're very, very talented this year. They are always very good. At their gym is never easy. It's a very difficult place to play. The last time we were here, we got beat up pretty bad. So we just need to be more focused here tonight and concentrate on the challenges that they're going to bring.
Well, and they are a quality team. Their losses have been against really good teams. To Lennox, T area. They lost by 1 to Parkston. They hung with Sioux Falls Christian, only lost to them by 9, and then they did lose to Elk Point Jefferson by 7. What you might want to call quality losses. So they're a team that can bring it just about every night. What about their team and players pose challenges to your squad?
Well, first of all, they're very athletic. And everybody knows about their volleyball program, and they are long athletes. Emerson, Somervold and Meade inside, both 5'11", and present a lot of problems in there, and Tuttle as well. So they have really good size and length inside. And then on the perimeter, they have, if it's not the 2 best 8th grader, 2 of the better 8th graders in the state. They got 2 Taylor Ruber in their backcourt as 8th graders. So those 2 are very, very talented, Otten and Warden, and they kind of run the team. And it's a little unusual to have 2 8th graders running your team in the backcourt, but that's how talented these 2 girls are. So we have to be really, really good defensively, because all 5 of their kids can score it, and then Warden and Otten can go off for 30 at any time. So they present a lot of challenges.
Well, and they're a young team. I think they just have Tuttle as the only senior. Otherwise, everyone else is a junior, but a lot of sophomores, freshmen, and like you said, the 8th graders. This is a team that could be a challenge for years to come.
They're going to be very good, and they're only going to be getting better. And you can even see it this year. I think early in this year, with the 2 8th graders getting their first varsity action, nobody really knew what you were going to get out of Dakota Valley this year, and they've just continued to get better and better and better throughout this season. If you watch their games from the beginning of the year until now, they're a completely different team. And like you said, they had Sioux Falls Christian right on the ropes at Sioux Falls Christian last week, and had Dakota Valley down had Elk Point down to double digits last week. They're very, very good. So it's going to be a huge challenge coming into their place and trying to get a win.
That it is. And for your team, this is the final game of this just brutal stretch of so many games in such a short period of time. What do you hope to see from your team tonight as you head into getting a few days off the court as far as game time goes and into just some practice, rest, and recuperation?
Yeah, it's kind of the same message that we've been giving the girls when we play these back-to-back games. We just can't have any excuses. It's time to step on the floor and play and compete, and it starts with our energy and effort. And if we come out flat, it's just not going to go well for us. So that was a big message against Aberdeen Roncalli on Saturday after that Sioux Falls Christian game. I thought our girls did a really good job with it, and that's to be our same message again here tonight. So we need to come out ready to go. We need to be getting on loose basketballs. We need to be rebounding and defending, and then hopefully everything else falls in place after that.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to a great game. Should be a nice capstone to this time of basketball. But Coach, thank you so much as always for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and best of luck tonight against Dakota Valley.
All right. Thanks a lot, Michael.
Hey, thank you.
That was Coach John Brooks here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. We'll be back with more after these messages from our Vermilion Sportscast.
Roll, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. Like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermilion, they strive in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermilion.
Welcome back to Dakota Valley. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette. As you can hear the Dakota Valley band in the background, they are rocking out. They have the bass drums. They have the quads. They've got two cymbal players. Not one. They've got two cymbal players. I don't see cowbell, though. They can always use more cowbell. That's my motto. All right, that's the Dakota Valley band. We're going to give them a round of applause. One of the best I've heard. So we are getting ready for Tanager basketball as they're getting ready to announce the starting lineups for Dakota Valley. Again, how'd they get to 11-5? They lost to Lennox and T area to open their season. They then defeated Beersford 59-52, defeated Canton, Lamar's Iowa, Cedar Catholic out of Nebraska, Parkston. They fell to Parkston by 1. They defeated Viborg Hurley, Sergeant Bluff Luton, West Central, Tri-Valley, and East Central Dakota Christian. They fell to Sioux Falls Christian, defeated Lakota Tech, fell to Elk Point Jefferson, and then defeated Millbank at the DAC 12 NEC Clash, 53-31, just this past weekend, as they are getting ready to announce the starting lineups. They've gone dark. There's a spotlight.
And we never had anything like this back home.
No,
this is crazy.
We didn't either. And so, I wonder if they'll do the national anthem first or announce the starting lineups. Every school kind of does it just a little bit differently. I get the feeling they're going to announce starting lineups first. So this is a DAC 12, also a Region 4A matchup between the Dakota Valley Panthers and the Vermilion Tanagers. And they're getting ready to announce the starting lineups. The main players for Dakota Valley, they're being led by Emerson Mead, a 5'11 junior, averaging 5.9 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. Sophie Meyer, Cameron Somervold, the 5'11 junior, averaging 12.8 points and 8.6 rebounds. Sophie Tuttle, the 5'9 senior, averaging 5.1 points and 5.4 rebounds. Aubrey Worden, the 5'8 8th grader, averaging 12.1 points and 2.9 rebounds. And then Ella Otten, a 5'7 8th grader, averaging 18.1 points, 2.8 rebounds. Off the bench are Lexi Vasky and Sophie Meyer. And, of course, for Vermilion, the usual starting five. It'll be number 11, Taylor Roovers, 5'3", 8th grader, averaging 10.8 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Brooklyn Senior, averaging 6.3 points and 2.9 rebounds. Janaea Cleveland, averaging 6.3 points and 2.9 rebounds. Janaea Cleveland, 5'8 senior, averaging 8 points, 5.2 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 3 steals. Chandler Cleveland, number 25, a 5'9 senior guard, averaging 10.1 points and 4.9 rebounds. And then Brooke Jensen, number 33, a 6'1 junior guard, averaging 12.1 points and 6.3 rebounds per game. Off the bench, you now have the dynamic duo of Taylor Barta and Casey Hansen. This team is completely different since Casey Hansen has been checking in with Taylor, and we'll see if that continues tonight. So again, Emerson Mead, a 5'11. The number 11, Cameron Somervold, a 5'11 junior, averaging 12.8 points per game, second leading scorer on the team. 5'9 senior, Sophie Tuttle, averaging 5.1 points per game. Then that 5'8 8th grader, Aubrey Worden, third leading scorer on the team, averaging 12.1 points per game. And then Ella Otten, 5'7 8th grader, averaging 18.1 points per game, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. So those are your starting lineups. I believe we'll probably have our national anthem now. Well done on the national anthem by that Dakota Valley band. I just want to say thank you to all of our service members, including one Leela Schumacher, who's currently in reclass school in Idaho, who didn't call me yesterday, but that's okay. She doesn't need to call me every day. I mean, I understand that. So we're getting ready to tip off here as the Vermilion Tanagers and the Dakota Valley Panthers get set to do battle. Jumping for Dakota Valley will be 5'11 junior Cameron Somervold, and jumping for Vermilion will be Brooklyn Voss, the signee. Vermilion does win the jump. So here's Janaea Cleveland. Gets it into the hands of Brooke Jensen. Jensen out to Voss. Voss drives in, kicks it off to Janaea. Good defense by this Dakota Valley team to get it into Chandler down low, and she is able to connect. Chandler Cleveland. So Dakota Valley moving the ball around into the hands of Emerson Mead. Gets it out to Sophie Tuttle, the lone senior starting on this team. Somervold for three, and that is good. Cameron Somervold averages 12.8 points per game. starts them off with a three-pointer, leading 3-2. Here's Chandler Cleveland. Picked up her dribble, looking for a little help, trying to get it away. Gets it ahead to Taylor Roovers. Roovers drives in, little floater up and in. Roovers, maybe she's thinking, hey, I need to show these 8th graders that I'm the best 8th grader in this state.
Yeah, that'll be the story of the night is which 8th grader's the best.
Exactly. All right. Oh, that pass a little bit awry, but Dakota Valley does track it down. Vermilion leads with 6:30 to go, 4-3. Little floater there by number 22, Aubrey Worden. She averages 12.1 points per game. So 5-4, Brooke Jensen for 3, and that is good. Brooke Jensen drains it. So back and forth, 7-5, Vermilion leads. Dakota Valley gets moving the ball around. And here's Sophie Meyer, gets it back to Emerson Mead. That ball is stolen away into the hands of Chandler Cleveland, created by Brooklyn Voss, but the steal credit will go to Chandler. Brooklyn Voss for 3 from the right-hand side, and that is good! Brooklyn Voss with a three-pointer. Janaea Cleveland is the only senior to... Oh, no, it was a two-pointer. They gave her 2. Man, I'm having a run of bad luck on calling threes. Holy moly. All right, so here's Ella Otten.
Coming with age, I think.
I guess. There's a steal by Brooke Jensen. Janaea down on the block, gets trapped down there. Pass out to Taylor. Chandler thought about the Panthers, and that ball is blocked. 9-5, Vermilion leads.
You know, I was thinking earlier, when are we going to see the first steal? This Vermilion team averages, I don't know what the actual stat is, but I swear it's 1 million steals a game.
There are quite a few.
Going 2 minutes without one kind of shocked me. But now they got 2 right as I was thinking that.
Exactly. That is Sophie Tuttle with the turnaround, makes it 9-7. The loose ball led to a lapse in defense by Vermilion. Here's Brooklyn Voss. Gets it down to Jensen. Down low to Chandler. Chandler up and in. Chandler Cleveland with 4 points. Brooke Jensen with the nice assist on that nice pass, making it 11-7. So 35 seconds on the shot clock. Foul called on Chandler Cleveland. That is her first personal, first team. Down low to Sommervold. Kicks it back out. Here's a long two-pointer. Short, but rebound. And they're going to call a foul on Chandler. And Casey Hansen's going to check in. That's 2 quick ones on Chandler Cleveland. 2 personals, 2 team fouls. So Casey Hansen will check in. Vermilion leads 11-7 with 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. So there is a turnover for Dakota Valley. So Vermilion will take over. Janaea Cleveland gets it into the hands of Taylor Roovers. Roovers brings it up. Boy, just not a good pass by Taylor on that one. Out of bounds will go to Dakota Valley. 4:02 to go. Vermilion leads 11-7 as they try to inbound the ball. And that's a steal for Roovers. Thank you to Casey Hansen. Janaea down on the block, and she is going to be fouled on the floor. That was some good high-pressure defense by that Tanager press. So Janaea Cleveland will inbound the ball. Out there for Vermilion, Janaea Cleveland, Brooke Jensen, Brooklyn Voss, Taylor Roovers, and Casey Hansen. Jensen in the paint with the short little jumper, up and in. Assist Janaea. Brooke Jensen now has 5 points on the game. 13-7 Vermilion lead. Aubrey Worden picked up her dribble, gets it over to Sophie Tuttle. They get it down low to Sommervold. It's their offense. In their red uniforms with the white kind of shoulders. Oh, nice pass from Casey Hansen down low to Brooklyn Voss. That ball is knocked out of bounds by Taylor Roovers, but wow, Casey Hansen with the nice crisp pass to hit Voss down low. Kaylee Barta is going to check in for Janaea Cleveland. Janaea has yet to score. The only starter who has yet to score, so now it's Barta, Hansen, Roovers, Jensen, and Voss. Coast to coast, and that is going to be out of bounds. Emerson Mead, though, tried to go coast to coast. Nice deep. Right, and we are back, and there was an intentional foul called, so Janaea Cleveland at the line shooting. So it's 19-10 with 1:58 to go here in the first quarter. Vermilion leads Dakota Valley. As Cleveland gets it into Roovers. Roovers kicks it out to Taylor Barta, who thought about the three. Roovers thought about the three. Brooke Jensen will take it from the elbow. Brooke Jensen now has 7 points on the night. So 21-10, Vermilion leads with 1:37 to go here in the first quarter. That's Ella Otten up and in. 21-12, Vermilion leads. Down low to Barta on the paint, and she is going to be, nope, she's going to travel. Turnover on Vermilion. 1:22 to go. Vermilion leads 21-12. As here's the pass, inbound, Aubrey Worden. Worden tries to go coast to coast, and they're going to say she was fouled. So she was fouled on the shot. That was on Casey Hansen. Hansen with her first personal. That's the third team foul. First free throw from Worden is up and good. She now has 3 points on the game. Brooklyn Voss comes in. Casey Hansen checks out. 8-point lead for Vermilion with 1:15 to go. Second free throw, no good. And it's knocked away from Janaea Cleveland by Taylor Barta. Just two people fighting for the rebound, and gets into the hands of Dakota Valley. Here's Ella Otten. 25 seconds on the shot clock, 1:02 on the game clock. Here's Mead. Over to Otten. As Dakota Valley gets it down low. They've been able to get it down low quite a bit tonight. And that one is in. That is Cameron Summervold. 31-21 for Vermilion. Janaea Cleveland gets it over to Brooklyn Voss. Voss will drive in. Up at the right hand. No foul called. And I think Coach Brooks is a little frustrated. It seems like everything's called down on this end. And if you don't feel it's being called fairly, that is a frustrating element. So here's Otten. Otten, one of the good 8th graders for this Dakota Valley team. And here's Sophie Tuttle over into Aubrey Worden. Down low, and that is knocked away into the hands of Brooke Jensen. Jensen with her second steal. Gets it over to Roovers. 3:47 to go here in the second quarter. Vermilion 31, Dakota Valley 21. Roovers, oh, she misses the layup, unfortunately. Into the hands of Dakota Valley. 3:37 to go here on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. You're listening to Tanagers basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. There's Otten with a short jumper, no good. And they're going to say that Cameron Summervold was fouled by Brooke Jensen. That's Jensen with her first. Second team. Summervold's first free throw is up and good. And I think what Coach Brooks is thinking is, we had 7 team fouls already for Vermilion. I think there's 3 on Dakota Valley. And there's been a lot of contact down on the Vermilion offensive end. And Summervold hits both. So I think that's his frustration. You just see him kind of talking to the refs like, hey, you just got to call it both ways. Fouls are fouls, and we understand that. But so here's Taylor Roovers. Gets it over to Brooklyn Voss. Down low into the hands of Casey Hansen. Hansen will drive into the paint. Short jumper for Hansen is up and good. Makes it 31-23. That is no good. Rebound, Hansen makes it 33-23. Yeah, they were just a little delayed on that, on adding that score. And that ball is out of bounds off of Dakota Valley. Taylor Barta to check in. Janaea Cleveland checking out. In there for Dakota Valley. Otten is checked out. So it's Summervold, Tuttle, Meyer, Worden, and Mead. Here's Roovers up top, 2:44 to go. Vermilion with a 10-point lead. They get out to Brooke Jensen. Jensen, short jumper from the elbow, up and in. Brooke Jensen with 9 points for Vermilion. Here is Worden. Worden will drive in, loses control, pushes away, and Voss with the rebound. So 2:18 to go. Vermilion with a 12-point lead. Barta on the block, unable to get it cleanly. Probably should have kicked that one back out, Coach Brooks will tell her. But here is Mead, and that pass is bad off to Cameron Summervold. So 2:07 back to Vermilion. Here's a quick timeout by Vermilion. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well on their Midwest Ready scoreboard. 35-23, Vermilion leads, 2:07 to go. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion.
For the Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermilion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's double with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermilion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermilion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women, names like Ariat and Carhartt for men, boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube with 2:04 to go. Vermilion leads 35-23 here in the second quarter. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage Ravelette and Jen Ashley. Brooklyn Voss up top. And they're going to call a foul on number 12 on Sophie Tuttle. That'll be Tuttle's second. So checking in for Brooke Jensen is Janaea Cleveland, and checking in for Tuttle is Emerson Mead. So 1:52 to go. Vermilion leads 35-23 here in the first half. Casey Hansen gets the ball into Roovers. Roovers guarded by Worden, 8th grader on 8th grader. Here's Barta. Barta drives in. She's guarded by Sophie Meyer. And Voss gets it over to Roovers. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Short jumper for Roovers, up and in. Taylor Roovers has 8 points on the night. Makes it 37-23. This is the biggest lead for Vermilion with 1:29 to go in the first quarter, in the first half, sorry. And there is Ella Otten, has the ball stolen away by Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland gets it back to Roovers. 1:14 to go. Vermilion up 14, 37-23 here in the second quarter. Taylor Barta into the paint, has it stolen away by Emerson Mead. Mead goes up with the left hand, up and in. Nice job by Voss not to foul, as they are calling those all the time. 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Vermilion leads by 12, 37-25. Janaea Cleveland goes up and in all the way from the top of the key. She now has 4 points on the night. 44 seconds, 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 39-25, Vermilion leads here in the second quarter. It's been back and forth. They've been nibbling at that lead, and then they add to it just a little bit. Here's Otten. Otten onto the baseline. Kicks it into Mead. Mead takes advantage of, Brooklyn Voss with the block, but Mead gets it back. Oh, my gosh. So 39-27, 17 seconds to go here in the first half.
Voss was on the floor, got back up, and try to send that ball down to the bleachers.
Yeah, I thought they were going to take advantage of it, and they're going to call Barta with an offensive foul. Taylor's like, I'm not sure what I did, but that is her second personal. Third team foul, I believe. So here's Otten. Otten passes down low, and Coach Brooks is going to have a heyday as Cameron Somervold scores, as Vermilion has allowed Dakota Valley way too many times to get open down low defensively, just defensive lapses. So we're going to be back with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show here after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters. You're listening to ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Sherco in Vermilion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermilion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermilion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermilion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Welcome back to our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette. At the half on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion leads Dakota Valley 39-29. Leading the way for Vermilion, it's Brooke Jensen with 9, Chandler Cleveland with 8, Taylor Roovers with 8, Brooklyn Voss with 6, Janaea Cleveland with 4, and Casey Hansen with 2. Leading the way for Dakota Valley is Cameron Somervold, who averages 12.89 already tonight to lead the way. Also scoring is 4 points for Ella Otten, 5 points for Aubrey Worden, and then 5 points for Sophie Tuttle. You have 2 for Emerson Mead and 2 for recap of the scoring. Vermilion got out to a lead, and it's kind of been back and forth. They've been inching ahead, pulling back, inching ahead. It's gotten as high as 14 points, as low as I think 6 or 7 here in the second quarter. We are at halftime now, though. Vermilion leads by 10, looking to try to extend that lead. There have been some defensive lapses by Vermilion, allowing Dakota Valley to get behind them. It was some nice, easy next to the basket shots.
Yeah, I don't know if it's strategy or what, but this doesn't seem like to be the same defense as they had last night. Last night, it was a pack of bees, I kept saying, and they just swarm the ball. And tonight, they don't have the same pressure, or they're just kind of playing a little laxer. I've noticed that, and they aren't getting as many rebounds. They've gotten some, and they're putting tons of points on the board with 39, but it just doesn't seem like they're getting as many defensive rebounds That's why Dakota Valley, it's only a 10-point game instead of a 15, 20-point game.
Well, and I think that's exactly right. It's the rebounding. Even they're allowing so many offensive rebounds for Dakota Valley. They're allowing them to get second, third, fourth chances, and eventually they're leading to baskets. And I think part of that might be the way the fouls are being called. I feel like maybe Vermilion feels like they're being called a little more strictly down when they're on defense. And it has that feeling. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, we're on this end of the court, so it's a little hard to tell. But it does feel like there's contact down there that's not being called, that's being called more heavily when Vermilion's on defense. So I don't know if they're a little gun-shy to be too aggressive. So we'll see how it fleshes out in the second half. But I think one thing they are going to want to tighten up is the defense right around the basket, because it seems like there have been too many times where all five have been extended out and there's somebody on the block that gets an easy pass and an easy bucket. Yeah,
and if you try to keep up a pressure defense, you're going to let a guy or two lead. If Dakota Valley's hot, that one or two girl, I guess, leaked out, it's going to be wraps. Got the shot.
Exactly. And so, so that's kind of a recap of the first half. We're going to be back with a look around the state here with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. The look around the state will be brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. You're listening to ESPN Radio, brought to you by on 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermilion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermilion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermilion.
Welcome back to Vermilion Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette. We are in North Sioux City on the campus of Dakota Valley. I just was handed something that you've heard us talk about Emily Fox when we've talked about MVP. Well, she just became the 36th player in South Dakota high school girls basketball history to reach the 2,000-point milestone. So congratulations to Emily Fox. You know, when we say MVP has some quality players, Emily Fox going to SDSU, the senior, we said she could make it from just about anywhere. So congratulations, 2,000 points. That is quite an accomplishment, especially for a Class A player. You see it more in Class B just because a lot more girls or boys will play in 7th, 8th grade freshmen. But in Class A, to reach that 2,000-point mark, you really have to average at a good clip when you figure even 25 games a season. You know, you have to average almost 20 points every time you're out there. So,
yeah, 2,000 points in 4 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty good mark. So congratulations to Emily Fox on that. Well, let's take a look around the state. In Class AA girls, O'Gorman defeated Sioux Falls Lincoln 60-18. That is the only score update from around the state yet in Class AA girls. In Class A, Sanborn Central Woonsocket leads Parkston 28-22. Warner leads Redfield 38-10. Bonhomme leads Burke 14-13. And Sioux Valley leads Dual 39-16. Sisseton leads Millbank 28-13. And Flanger leads DeSmet 45-20. Those are the only score updates. Oh, Florence Henry leads Castlewood 26-12. And Mount Vernon Plankinton leads Del Rapids 47-33. Aberdeen Roncalli over Miller 31-20. Wagner over Gregory. Garrettson leads Beersford. And those are the score updates in girls in Class A. And in Class B, Ipswich over Aberdeen Christian 27-13 at the half. And Bridgewater Emory over Flanger Indian at the end of one 20-5. And those are the only score updates. That was a look around the state brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. We're going to take a quick time out. This has been the Carlson's Body Shop Halftime Show, brought to you by Carlson's Body Shop. That was a look around the state, brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. We'll be back on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermilion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermilion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermilion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage Ravelette and Jen Ashley. At the half, as we get ready to start half number 2, Vermilion leads 39-29. They had that lead up to as many as 14 or 15 at one point, and they were able to whittle it away. And so Vermilion looks to try to extend it here as they get started with their first possession. Janaea gets it down to Brooke Jensen into the paint. Down low to Taylor Roofers with the reverse layup. Taylor now has 10 points. Nice pass by Brooke Jensen. Makes it 41-29. Here's Otten. Drives in. Shot from the elbow. Up and in. Makes it 41-31. 10-point lead. 7:29 to go here in the third quarter. Brooke Jensen out at the perimeter. Gets it over to Chandler Cleveland. Chandler over to Voss. Voss down in the right corner. Gets it out to Janaea. And here's Roovers. Gets it down to Jensen. Jensen in the paint. Kicks it out to Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland on the block. Up and in. Nice job by Janaea. Back to a 12-point lead. Here's Aubrey Worden. Worden guarded by Janaea. As they try to hit a cutting Summervold up and in. And that was well defended. It was just a nice shot on that one. So 43-33, 6:45 to go. Here's Voss over to Chandler Cleveland. Chandler picked up her dribble, looking for some help, gets it over to Brooke. Down to Taylor Roovers. Roovers on the block, up and in. Roovers with 12 points now. Back to that 12-point lead, 45-33. Here's Ella Otten. Kicks it over to Summervold. Back out to Sophie Tuttle. Good ball movement by this Dakota Valley team. And Worden with a beautiful shot there. Beautiful pull-up jumper for Worden. Here's Roovers. Gets it over to Jensen. 45-35, 5:57 to go. Jensen up and in, takes it on her own. And the thing is, the defense doesn't look bad. It's just all the girls seem really determined in every shot they're taking. Here's Otten. Oh, that's off the backboard, rebounded by Brooklyn Voss. That wasn't a very good shot by Otten. Jensen thought about the three, pulls up at the elbow, short little jumper, no good. Rebound, though, to Summervold.
Yeah, there's just a sense of urgency from both teams to get down there and score.
Exactly. So 12-point lead by Vermilion. Here's Summervold. Gets it in the hands of Meade, who loses control, and it's technically a steal there by Janaea. Jensen with the three. No good. Rebound by Janaea Cleveland into the block. Goes up, and she is fouled on the shot. Shot will not go, but she will go to the line to try to extend that 12-point lead for Vermilion. Janaea's first free throw is good. Gives her 7 points on the night. 4:59 to go here in the third quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion 48, Dakota Valley 35. Second free throw for Janaea is up, and that is good. Janaea Cleveland 2 for 2 from the line. Mead goes in, up with the right hand, no good. Rebound, Brooke Jensen. Roovers down low to Brooklyn Voss. Pull-up jumper is short. Rebound into the hands of Tuttle. Tuttle gets it out to Otten. Otten guarded by Roovers. It's over to Tuttle. Back to Worden, the other 8th grader. That ball is through the hands of Otten, and that'll be over and back for Dakota Valley. So Vermilion looking to take their biggest lead of the game, and here is a timeout, a 30-second timeout by Dakota Valley, so we'll keep it right here. With 4:17 to go here in the third quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion 49, Dakota Valley 35. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage Ravelette and Jen Ashley as we are bringing you Tanager basketball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. This time out brought to you by Murph's Appliance. Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Locally owned and locally operated for over 2 decades, serving their customers with the best appliance care for over 20 years. This has been very back and forth, but Vermilion has managed to extend that 10-point lead now to a 14-point lead here in this third quarter.
Yeah, it's a sense of urgency. They're getting down to the court, good transition defense into offense. That's allowing them to score these points. And Dakota Valley's just made a few mistakes as their own urgency has caused them.
Exactly, just a couple of bad passes. So here's Vermilion with the ball. Coming off that Murph's Appliance timeout. Roovers up with the floater, no good. Rebound into the hands of Somerville. That's still been an issue, not being able to get rebounds for Vermilion. So here's Otten. Pass over to Worden, down to Mead in the lower left corner. And here's Tuttle with the short little jumper. No good. Rebound, Jensen. Vermilion hoping to make it a 16-point lead here. Chandler Cleveland brings it around top. Gets it off to Brooke Jensen. Brooke takes a long jumper. Looks like that was maybe blocked a little bit, but picked up by Chandler Cleveland. Chandler puts it up and in. Not a foul called. You can kind of hear the exasperation from the Vermilion crowd. They thought there should have been something. There was a lot of contact down there.
Yeah, the way that ball looked as it went up in the air, it looked like something was disturbed.
Yeah. Yep. And so down low to Tuttle on the block, guarded by Jensen. Out to Worden. No, Otten, I mean. Short jumper by Otten, no good. Janaea Cleveland with the rebound. So 16-point lead for Vermilion, 3:04 to go. Here's a pass over to Chandler from Janaea. That shot is no good. Rebound to Tuttle. So Dakota Valley now trying to trim into that 16-point lead with 2:52 to go. And there is Otten with the shot, no good. And that almost looks a little bit like an 8th grader, maybe trying to do too much. But rebound there by Janaea Cleveland. And I don't mean that as an insult. I think she's very talented. I just think maybe a few more games and you maybe pull that back out rather than maybe tossing up a shot.
Pressure of best 8th grader in the state.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, an 8th grader averaging 18.1 points per game. Now that foul is called on Aubrey Worden. That is her second personal and second team. So out comes Brooklyn Voss. In goes Casey Hansen. In goes Taylor Barta. Out comes Chandler Cleveland. So 52-35, Vermilion leads. And that second free throw for Brooke is also good. So 2:27 to go. As Otten up top loses control. Again, maybe just trying to do a little too much, maybe feeling the pressure because you are an 8th grader leading this team. Janaea Cleveland with the steal and the shot, and that is no good, but she is fouled on the shot. And that'll be on Otten. That is Otten's first, third team. Janaea Cleveland at the line to shoot 2. Oh, and that first one is off. So here's the second shot for Janaea. That is up, and that is good. Janaea Cleveland this season from the free throw line is averaging 63.8, 3 of 4 tonight, so she's raised that average just a little bit. There's Otten with the pass down low, and there's another backdoor cut and a nice easy basket for Sophie Tuttle for this Dakota Valley team. 54-37, a 17-point lead for Vermilion with 1:50 to go. Here's Hansen over to Janaea. Roovers thought about the little jumper from the free throw line. Here's Hansen. Good ball movement from this Tanager team. Jensen will drive in, and that pass is a little too hard for Taylor Roovers. So out there for Vermilion, you have Barta, Hansen, Roovers, Janaea Cleveland, and Brooke Jensen. For Dakota Valley, you have Worden, Tuttle, Otten, Vasky, and Summervold. And here's Otten. Otten at the three-point line. Will drive in. Floater is up, and that is good.
And that's why she's playing.
That is why she's playing. That's cuts it down to a 15-point lead, 54-39. Vermilion with 1:16 to go here in the quarter. Down low to Janaea, up and in. Nice pass from Hansen. Janaea now has 11 points on the night. She is in double figures. Down low pass to Tuttle. Back out to Summervold, who will drive in, put up a floater with the left hand. No good. Rebound, Brooke Jensen. And that ball is stolen away and stolen back and on the floor. And they're going to call a timeout, Dakota Valley. And we'll take a timeout as well. Here, brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. You're listening to ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. That timeout was just brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street for over 20 years. Locally owned, locally operated. Dakota Valley will inbound the ball, and that is knocked away by Casey Hansen, but into the hands of Tuttle. Down low to Mead. Mead up with the right hand, up and in. 56-41, back to a 15-point lead. 32 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. So Taylor Roovers over to Casey Hansen. Vermilion, I believe, will play for the final shot. They have extended their lead. It was a 10-point lead at half. So Roovers with 13 seconds to go here. Will start the play. Will drive in. Was about decapitated. Puts the ball up. No good. Rebound, Chandler Cleveland. Up and in! Chandler Cleveland with the putback on the rebound. And Vermilion will head into the fourth quarter, leading 58-41 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball as we head into the fourth quarter. Vermilion leads Dakota Valley 58-41. 8 minutes to go. And that is on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Dakota Valley will begin with possession. Ella Otten, the star 8th grader, one of the star 8th graders for this Dakota Valley team. She averages over 18 points per game. She has 8 tonight. Here's a pass over to Tuttle. Tuttle gets it down low to Mead, who tries to kick it out to Summervold. That is stolen away by Chandler Cleveland. Here's Taylor Roovers with the ball. 7:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Good motion offense just off the front iron. That looked good from this angle. Vermilion leads 58-41. Dakota Valley with the ball. Otten is the main ball handler. She will get it down low to Summervold, and that is stolen away by Janaea Cleveland. It's Janaea's 5th steal of the night. Down low to Chandler. Chandler up and in. Assist. Taylor Roovers. That's 14 points on the night for Chandler Cleveland. 3 assists for Roovers. Here's a pass down low to Cameron Summervold. The shot is no good, but Brooke Jensen will have committed a foul. That is the first team foul, her 2nd personal foul. So Summervold will go to the line to shoot 2. That free throw is no good. Summervold is an 81% free throw. One is good, though. So it's a 19-point lead for Vermilion. 60-41 with 6:45 to go. Here's Brooke Jensen out at the three-point line. Roovers comes out, looks to drive, goes up into the paint, into the lane, no good. Vermilion fans, Whaler. And here's Otten, and they're and the Vermilion fans are not going to be happy on this as they call a foul on the other end. And they're going to call that on Janaea Cleveland. That is her 2nd personal and 2nd team foul of the quarter. They get it down to Summervold. Turnaround jumper is up and in for Summervold. She has 14. That's a point above her average at 12.8. Here's Roovers. Gets the ball into Taylor Brooke Jensen. Jensen for 3. No good off the front iron. That ball is rebounded by Chandler Cleveland into the hands of Brooke Jensen. As Jensen will reset the offense. 6 minutes to go. Skip pass to Brooke. Lynn down to Janaea. Janaea up, no good, and that rebound is by Summervold. Summervold gets it ahead to Worden, Aubrey Worden. Nice behind the back pass or dribble. Here's a 3-point attempt for Sophie Tuttle, and a timeout. Timeout taken by Dakota Valley. That's a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. Brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion, serving their customers for over 20 years. We'll be back. 60-47. Vermilion leads by 13 with 5:40 to go.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball. Vermilion leading 60-47 with 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter. That timeout was taken by Dakota Valley. We were just discussing, we're not quite sure. I thought it was going to be Vermilion when they said there was a timeout being taken, as Dakota Valley had scored 6 unanswered points. Feels like it allows Vermilion a chance to settle down, allows Coach Brooks to coach his team up a little bit. And it also limits Dakota Valley because they now only have 1 timeout left for the final 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Here's Taylor Roovers bring the ball up for Vermilion with 5:34 to go. As Roovers brings the ball around. Nice motion offense by this Vermilion Tanager team with their red uniforms, white letters and black trim. Chandler Cleveland shot from the elbow, and that is good. Chandler with 16 points on the night. About 5 points above her average. Here's Otten. Over to Mead. Mead gets it over to Tuttle. Back to Otten. Otten with the between the legs dribble. Tries to get it in, stolen by Janaea Cleveland. Janaea on the block. And okay, that was a late whistle. That was a really late whistle. And that foul will be on Otten. That's her second personal. First team. Janaea will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and good for Janaea. 4 of 5 on the evening. Casey Hansen checks in. Brooklyn Voss checks out. It's back to a 16-point lead. And this free throw is good. Makes it 17 points. Janaea has 13 points on the night. So Otten brings the ball up, but that was a really late whistle. I was shocked that when they actually whistled. And that ball stolen away by Janaea. That is her 7th steal of the night.
Wild.
So, what's that? Oh, their bench got a warning. Okay. I thought that looked like something, but with headphones on, it's hard to hear. Oh, Brooke was cutting and Chandler was passing, and so that's out of bounds. Turnover on Vermilion. Vermilion leads by 17, 64-47 with 4:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Otten with the ball for Dakota Valley. And it's just been 17 points sounds like a lot, but it's just a few points each quarter, and Vermilion's able to extend that lead. So here's Worden. That shot jumper was off. And I believe that was Brooke that came up with that rebound. Chandler Cleveland, that jumper is short into the hands of Emerson Mead. Halfway through this fourth quarter, 64-47. Vermilion with a 17-point lead. Otten, jumper at the elbow, but they're going to call a foul on the shot, which with the step back was kind of weird. I didn't see it, but that'll be Taylor's second personal, third team. So Otten will go to the line to shoot 2. Otten averages 18 points a game. She is currently at 8 and still at 8 after missing that first free throw. In the battle of the 8th graders, Taylor currently at 12 points. And that free throw for Otten is good. Otten at 9. The other 8th grader is Worden. She has 7 on the night. About 5 points below her average. So here's Chandler Cleveland over to Brooke Jensen. Janaea hands it off to Casey Hansen. Hansen for 3. Yo, no good. Rebound there by Cameron Somervold. 3:24 to go. Otten pull-up jumper, and that is good. Back to a 14-point lead for Vermilion, 64-50. Coach Brooks wants to take a timeout. It's a full timeout, and we'll take it as well. This brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. Murph's Appliance. We'll be back after these messages. 64-50, Vermilion leads.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota serving their customers for 150 years. 3:12 to go in the game. Vermilion leads 64-50. Brooke Jensen with the ball. Casey Hansen on the right-hand side will drive in, and she'll put it up, and she is fouled on the shot, and so she will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul is on Emerson Mead. That is Mead's second personal. Second team, Hansen. Free throw is no good. She has a second one coming. That free throw is up, and that one is good. Casey Hansen now with 3 points on the evening. 2:58 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion 65, Dakota Valley 50.
Rivers kind of took a little punch to the face there on the screen.
I saw that.
Not intentional, of course.
No. Turnaround jumper for Summervold. Makes it 65-52, back down to a 13-point lead. 2:36 to go. Casey Hansen over to Brooklyn Voss. Jensen drives in, up and in. Jensen now has 15 points on the night. 2:24 to go. Back to a 15-point lead for Vermilion. Summervold gets it down to Tuttle, who kicks it out to Otten. Otten at the elbow, puts it up, and that is good. Not sure how that went in, but it did. And makes it 67-54 with 2:05 to go. Janaea Cleveland gets down the right-hand side of the court. Gets it off to Jensen. Jensen with a pass to Voss. Voss from the free throw line, no good. That rebound is into the hands of Janaea Cleveland. Fresh 35 for Vermilion. So here's Casey Hansen on the right-hand side. Kicks it over to Jensen. Jensen out to Voss. 1:39. They're going to use as much clock as they can. 13-point lead. It's a 5-possession game. And here's Ruvers. The 1:30. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jensen in the paint. And there's no foul called, but they're going to call a foul on the rebound. We'll see if they give it to, I think Janaea should be good. So Janaea with the rebound. And she is fouled by Otten. That is Otten's third personal with 1:25 to go. Also their third team foul. Free throw is up for Janaea, and that is good. It gives her 14 points on the night. Taylor Ruvers checks out. Taylor Barta checks in. It's a 14-point game. And that free throw makes it 15. That's a minimum of a 5-possession game requiring 3-pointers every single time. So here's Otten, guarded by Taylor Barta. And Mead is going to be fouled by Hansen on the shot. So Mead will go to the line to shoot 2. 1:11 to go. Vermilion 69, Dakota Valley 54. Make it 55. And that free throw is also good by Mead. Makes it 69-56, a 13-point lead with 1:09 to go. That ball is hit out into the hands of Jensen. That's going to be a timeout, a 30-second timeout by Coach Brooks. We'll keep it right here. But this timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Murph's Appliance serving their customers for over 20 years. Locally owned, locally operated Murph's Appliance. So Vermilion with that 13-point lead, you know, that's a minimum of still 5 possessions, requiring 3-pointers every time. So looking like Vermilion will move to 14-3 on the season. But Dakota Valley, they're going to be a team to contend with in years to come. This is a very youthful team. Tuttle's good, but a lot of their scoring, most of their scoring comes from players that will be back next year and for years to come. So 1:04 to go. Vermilion will inbound the ball. 28 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Chandler Cleveland to inbound for Vermilion. Gets it into Casey Hansen. Hansen brings the ball up. Gets it over to Jensen. Good ball movement 15 seconds on the shot clock as it's in the hands of Hansen. Hansen drives in, but a victory nonetheless. So the Vermilion Tanagers will win. Looks like 69-56.
And on to a much-needed break now.
Yep, they get a break of about a week to come back on Monday. And that will be it. That'll be a 25-second shot clock violation for the Tanagers. And then Dakota Valley will inbound the ball. 3.2 seconds remaining. Vermilion will come back and play Lennox on the 12th, and that is a doubleheader at Lennox, as Otten will take a shot, and that will not go. Vermilion will win 69-56 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll take this time out. We'll be back with our First Dakota National Bank post and pregame show. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Shop in Vermilion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermilion.
Blaine's Body Shop.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermilion activity.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. They are introducing the seniors for Dakota Valley. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Kleiss of Dakota Valley earlier today, and here is that interview with Coach Kleiss, and we talk about the winning streak and how relaxing it might be just to not have that anymore. So here is that conversation.
Welcome back to our coaches' conversation, and on the line we have Coach Kleiss with the Dakota Valley Panthers. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Oh, thank you. No, we're getting geared up for practice here, and a big game tomorrow night against Vermilion, who's playing great. So it should be fun.
It really should be, and this is my first time traveling down to broadcast in Dakota Valley, so I'm looking forward to it. You've got a team that people know a lot about. Heading into this season, back-to-back. Multiple state championships, and I think a lot of people didn't know what to expect this year, and it looks like your team is just still clicking along really well despite losing such great talent like Bruns and Rosenquist. What do you attribute just this continued success in your program?
I don't think it's any one thing or even three or four things. I think we have a lot of young kids playing, and so kids are excited about basketball all the way down to the low levels, which is fun to see as a coach, because as you can be the worst or best coach in the world, and if you don't have kids that have played a lot of basketball or, have a basketball IQ, it's tough. And so I think that it starts there. A lot of involved families, and then within our program, we think we do some things right, and we think we develop kids pretty well. But at the end of the day, our kids are playing year-round, and they love the game of basketball. And I think, we've been to a lot of state tournaments in the last decade. I think it's been 7 or 8 in the last decade, and that kind of builds on itself too, because kids see that, they get excited. We've just seen more and more kids, numbers of kids that have been good here the last several years in our JV and freshman program, and so I think a lot of that helps. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure it's any one or two things even like that. We've got a great coaching staff from that's been in place. Our assistants have been in place with me for, a lot of them. Coach Huell's been with me for 14 years, and Coach Skipper for 10. You can go right down the list. And I think continuity matters there too. I'm giving you a long answer, but I think all those things matter, and we're pretty proud of what our kids have been able to do the last several years.
Well, and I think a long answer is appropriate for the sustained success that you've had. It isn't any just one thing. So, a long answer is appropriate. So,
thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Coming into the season, obviously another thing that was on top of everyone's mind was your winning streak. Now, that did end this year, but is there a bit of pressure that's released with that, without having that constant, okay, here's the next one, and not having to maintain the winning streak?
For sure, yes. I think we were all feeling it there at the end, and it got kind of crazy. We were getting real close to the all-time South Dakota record, and then we had some postponements that kind of derailed some things, and a lot of questions about it, and our kids and us maybe we're feeling it a little more than we even realized at the time. And since then, we are 100% back to just being focused on what we should have been and always are this time of year, and that's just trying to have our guys be the most tournament ready for the stretch run. We put a lot of focus, have always put a lot of focus on that, in terms of we don't really usually care about regular season losses too much, as long as we're playing the right way, and we're just trying to get better as a team, because the chips usually fall great for you if you're peaking, you're playing your best, and you're not worried about the things earlier in the season that maybe you can't control. And so we're back to that now, and it is really great in a way. You hate to see a streak like that come to an end, and you hate to lose. I hate it. I don't like it, but at the same time, no question, we're all breathing a little easier, and it's been fun to kind of focus back up a little bit.
Well, I can definitely see that. Well, now, looking at your team this year, led by a kind of a two-headed monster in Wingert and Bruns, but that's not to say that's your entire team. You also have Colette averaging double figures. You have players that contribute on the rebounding end, passing, assists. What kind of offensive mindset do you have heading into each game? What is it that you hope to accomplish and see out there on the court?
Yeah, it's evolved throughout the year. Because we have so many new guys in new roles, even Wingert, our leading scorer, last year was kind of a role player, and he was the only returning starter we have back, and the only guy that had any kind of significant role offensively for us, and so. We're evolving, I would say, still to this day, and trying to figure it out. But our emphasis has really been to try to get more balance. We have capable players at all positions. Colette's a great scorer and gifted scorer, and starting to score more. And Bruns obviously has put up a lot of points and doing a great job. But I think we're capable of really spreading it around, which is what we've always tried to do. And I think is the key to playing great in March, is just because everybody scouts more. Every coach is scouting more in March. Every coach is game planning more, really trying to win those games. And so if you're one-dimensional or two-dimensional, you're going to be disappointed and probably lose. And so we're always trying to create balance and hit the open man and develop guys that maybe weren't scoring early in the year and scoring more toward the end. And I think that's coming for us, and will make us better.
All right, well, now you're facing a team in the Vermilion Tanagers that might be a surprise to people this season. I don't know that people knew what to expect from them. What do they bring to the table that maybe poses some challenges for you?
Well, the same. Some of it's the same that they've always been. Jay does such a great job defensively getting them to really guard, and that I think it starts there. But specifically this year, they've got a lot of high IQ guards that know how to play and can shoot. Watched their Groton game, and you know they just got guys that can get in the lane and move the basketball and can shoot the three, and they're young, and I think you can just tell they're having fun, and they're kind of gelling and playing well. So I think it creates a big problem for us because they're really balanced. They can space the floor, and you know, we've got a couple big guys that 6'7" guys that, you know, I'm not sure where our matchup is going to be, and likewise probably for them too. You know, I think it's going to be an interesting battle of wills in this game, and both teams that are, I think, pretty capable and pretty talented teams. So it'll be a fun, wild Vermilion Dakota Valley game again, I'm sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing your team in action.
Sounds great. I appreciate the time. We'll see you.
So the Dakota Valley Panthers.
Student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. 50 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermilion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, where the Vermilion Tanager girls won 69-56 over Dakota Valley to move to 14-3 on the season. The Tanagers were led in scoring by Chandler Cleveland with 16, 15 for Brooke Jensen, 15 for Janiyah, 6 for Brooklyn Voss, and 3 for Casey Hansen. For Dakota Valley, they were led in scoring by sorry, had it here. I apologize. By Cameron Summervold with 16 points, followed by Ella Otten with 13 and Sophie Tuttle with 10. They also had Aubrey Worden with 7 and Emerson Mead with 6. And finally, Lexi Vasky with 2. So it was a nice win for the Vermilion Tanager girls. They are back in action on Monday against Lennox in Lennox. That should be a good matchup, as Lennox is 12-4 on the season, and it doesn't get any easier as next night they travel to Wagner to take on Wagner in a doubleheader. Wagner is 13-3, and then they close out their season on the 16th against Parker, who is 1-13. So tonight puts Vermilion at 14-3 on the season. Dakota Valley falls to 11-6. Coming up for them, they have Del Rapids and Madison remaining on their schedule. So we had a chance to sit down with Coach Jay Drake of the Vermilion Tanagers to talk about his team in this coming matchup, and here is that conversation.
Welcome back to our Coach's Conversation, and on the line we have Coach Jay Drake of the Vermilion Tanagers. Coach, it's a big one against Dakota Valley. How you feeling today?
Yeah, exciting night, obviously. You know, we've played in some big games against each other over the years, and, you know, year in, year out, it's always a girl-boy doubleheader, and, you know, when it's a rival right down the road, not only a rival, but it's a conference opponent and a region opponent, and should be a good crowd and everything. So exciting night for high school basketball in our area.
It really is. And, you know, Dakota Valley, obviously people have known them over the years, and they had brought the win streak coming into this season, repeat state champions, but they lost a lot of talent. I don't know if people knew exactly what they clicking on all losses on the season. What did they bring to the table as a team that concerns you, or that you feel might be a challenge?
Well, obviously they're a good basketball team and program, and Coach Fleiss does a nice job, and you know, it's one of those things that, you know, in the last 2 years they've ran the table and had the streak going and won back-to-back state titles. But, you know, I think most people or coaches in the area knew that they had a really good sophomore class last year. they're just behind a lot of very good players that were seniors and stuff. So those guys are now stepping up into larger roles, obviously. And, I think anytime you have the success they had, that just kind of breeds more success. And it starts with kind of their big two. The Wingert kid inside has been playing since his freshman year and starting the last 3 years, and he can really do about anything and everything. And it's a tough matchup for us from the standpoint of he's kind of a true post at 6'7". He's strong in there. He's got very nice post moves, and you don't see a lot of those guys in the game of high school basketball. Has kind of changed and been more perimeter oriented. And he's a true post, so we're going to have our hands full trying to guard him inside, and yet he runs the floor very well, gets out in transition, and he can even step out and shoot a three. But he's averaging around 27, 28 points this year, and then another Bruns kid, right? We saw Paul for many years, Isaac for many years, and now Luke, who came off the bench for him last year, but now he's kind of stepped in, and he's also averaging around 21, 22 points. So anytime you got two basketball players on the three and is averaging double figures, and then they've got plenty of athletes and pieces around those guys to help on both ends and makes them hard to guard, and it's why they're having a very good season.
Well, and that's exactly right. They really are having a good season, but so is your team, coming off a big win, off a big road trip to Groton, a really good Groton team, and then also a close, hard-fought win earlier in the week against Madison. How do you feel? How do you feel about where your team stands heading into this week and heading into the final couple weeks of the season?
Yeah, we feel we're playing better. We had a stretch a couple weeks ago where we lost 3 straight with Christian, Pine Ridge, and Dells. Obviously, those are all 3 very good teams. But we've kind of bounced back here and have won 3 in a row since with Parkston at the Clash. And then, they come from behind against Madison and then played one of our better games of the year against a very good Groton team up there. So I think anyone would say, we want to be playing our best basketball in the month of February as you roll into region tournament time. And we still have 6 regular season games, and yet they're all kind of, in one sense, you say throughout the year, all 20 games are a little bit the same from the standpoint of you're just trying to put yourself in a position region seeding-wise. But now as you get down the stretch and kind of crunch time here, these are some big games. Dakota Valley is the 1 seed in our region. Lennox is 2, and we're 3 right now, but Canton's right behind us at 4, and you're 1 trying to just put yourself in a position where maybe you can host a first-round home game in the regions, and yet if you can survive that first round, you're hoping maybe to get a second game. So you got to be a 1 or 2 seed to do that. And we're in a position where we've got some work to do, but if we play well down the stretch, a lot of things can still change seeding-wise. So our guys have done a nice job. We've shown some improvement. It was nice after the Madison game that ended a stretch of 5 games in 10 days, but we had a couple really good practices before Groton. And right now to have 1 game this week and then be able to finish out the week with just getting some good practices in is good for us for the home stretch.
Well, Coach, looking forward to it. And yeah, it kind of is the end of the gauntlet that we've been going through between boys and girls games. It'll be nice to have a few days off. Well, Coach, thanks as always for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and best of luck tonight against Dakota Valley.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael.
That was Coach Jay Drake of the Vermilion Tanagers here on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. We'll be back after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters as we get ready to bring you Dakota Valley taking on Vermilion.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. Like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving the customers for over 150 years. First Dakota National Bank with personal, ag, and commercial lending. Well, let's get ready for some Tanager basketball as they get ready to take on the Dakota Valley Panthers, two-time defending state champions, but they are out without, of course, Randy Rosenquist and without Isaac Bruns as they have moved on to college. Randy Rosenquist doing well for Dakota Wesleyan. Isaac Bruns playing off the bench for the USD Coyotes, but it does not mean they're without talent. So if you look at the starting lineups for the Dakota Valley, looking at Charlie Margis, this 5'7" senior, he averages 6.3 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Luke Bruns, another Bruns, as you heard, 6'2" junior guard, averages 21.3 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, and 1.9 assists. Grant Vandenhol, a 6'7" senior, 3.8 points, 4.4 rebounds. Also, you have Logan Collette, a 5'11" junior, averaging 11.5 points per game and 3.1 rebounds. And Jackson Wingert, 6'7" senior, 27.8 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. For Vermilion, their usual starting five will be Connor Rohrig, the 5'11" senior guard, averaging 5.6 points and 2.9 rebounds. Bryson Skogsberg, 6'1" freshman, averaging 14.2 points and 5.8 rebounds. Zone Robinson, a 6'1" senior guard, averaging 9.6 points and 4.6 rebounds. Carter Hansen, a 6'3" junior guard, averaging 12.9 points and 7 rebounds. And Trey Hansen, a 6'3" sophomore guard, averaging 16.5 points and 6.6 rebounds, along with 3.3 assists and 2.9 steals. Those are your starting lineups for this game. Dakota Valley is 14-2 on the season. Vermilion is 10-4. Dakota Valley's two losses broke that streak that kept them from beating the Armor Packer streak from the early 80s. Those losses came at the hands of Hamlin, 84-62 back on January 20th. And then Sioux Falls Christian on January 25th, they lost 77-70. They did defeat Groton area 62-57 at the DAC 12 NEC clash. And Vermilion defeated Groton just last Friday. So a couple of common opponents. We'll see how this works out. But Charlie Margis for Vermilion, number 2, or for Dakota Valley, number 2. And then Luke Bruns, again, 21.3 points per game, the junior. Grant Vandenhove, that 6'7" senior, averaging 3.8 points per game. Going to be an interesting matchup. Their height of this team, 2 6'7" players. Logan Collette at 5'11", junior guard, and then, yes, Jackson Wingert, the 6'7" senior, who is one of the stars of this team, along with Luke Bruns. Between the two of them, they average about 49, almost 50 points per game. So we get ready to start this matchup as Vermilion will be out there again with Rohrig, Robinson, Skogsberg, Hansen, and Hansen. Jumping for Dakota Valley will be Jackson Wingert. Jumping for Vermilion will be Carter Hansen. Dakota Valley does win the tip. Margis gets the ball over to Logan Collette. Here's Luke Bruns. Gets it out to Vandenhole. Good ball movement by this Dakota Valley team. This is a Dakota Valley team that, remember last year, Vermilion almost beat them towards the end of the season. So, they should feel fairly confident. But here's Margis for a long three, no good. And that rebound is to Grant Vandenhole. There's that 6'7" size just coming into play. Bruns loses the ball out of bounds, and that will go to Vermilion. So we're 40 seconds in. Vermilion with a defensive stop.
Things I would do to be 6'7".
I know. I think I can be a decent basketball player at 6'7".
Yeah, me too.
Here's Trey Hansen, guarded by Margis. Margis is the facilitator, averaging 5.7 assists per game. Three-point attempt for Zone Robinson, no good. Rebound, Margis, who loses the handle, but is picked up by Luke Bruns. Here's Colette, or Vandenhull. Vandenhull for three, and that is good. So Dakota Valley out to a 3-0 lead. Here's Carter Hansen, guarded by Bruns. Here's Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen, the sophomore for this Vermilion Tanager team. Gets it over to Skogsberg. Skogsberg, the freshman, will drive in. Goes up with the left hand, no good. The rebound goes to Margis. Margis gets it out to Logan Collette. Collette gets it down to Vandenhull, who has it stolen away by Trey Hansen. Nope, out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Trey Hansen.
Hansen thought it went off the Dakota Valley player's foot.
Yeah, it looked like it might have, but it was a close call. Here's Vandenhull. Turnaround jumper is up and in. Vandenhull already has 1 point more, with 5 points already scoring above his season average. 5-0. Dakota Valley leads with 6:17 to go in the first quarter. Zone Robinson for three. That one's good. Zone Robinson makes it 5-3. And Vandenhull travels. That's a turnover on Dakota Valley. That'll get the ball over to Vermilion. 6:04 to go. 5-3. Vermilion trails. All the points scored by Grant Vandenhull, who came in averaging 3.8 points. He already has 5. 2 minutes into this game. Zone Robinson gets it over to Skogsberg for three. No good. Hits the top of the backboard. Rebound to Vandenhull. Vandenhull to Margis. And here's Luke Bruns. Loses control of it. Turnaround jumper. No good. And that was an air ball, but into Jackson Wingert. Wingert with an easy two. And Carter Hansen to drive in. And that is going to be off of Hansen. I think Trey probably would have been best just letting that one go out of bounds here, because nobody had touched it, I don't think. I think it was just an air ball by Bruns. But unfortunately, when he saved it, it went right into the hands of Wingert and right under the basket.
Tried to make a play, and it just didn't work out.
Yep. You can never fault hustle, that's for sure.
That's true.
Hindsight's 20/20, but there's an offensive foul. Are they going to call it on Wingert? They are. Jackson Wingert with his first personal, first team foul. So ball will go back to Vermilion. Vermilion trails 7-3 with 5:11 to go here in the first quarter. Zone for three again, and that is good. 7-6. Vermilion with their closest margin so far after being tied at 0-0. Here's Wingert, gets it down low to Vandenhull, and he does not. That is stolen away by Carter Hansen. Hansen down to zone. Gets it out to Trey. Trey for three, and that is short. No good. Rebound, Bruns. Bruns tries to push it up. Goes up with the right hand, up and in for Luke Bruns. He averages 21.3 points per game. 4:30 to go. Vermilion trails 9-6. Skogsberg drives in. Hits the deck. No foul called. But that ball is saved by Rohrig into the hands of Hansen. And in the act of passing. But Trey Hansen was fouled. Thought he was fouled. Yeah, that foul is being called on Margis. That is Margis' first, second team foul. And Hansen in, unable to connect, but Tyler Cornelson has checked in, as well as Drew Lucan. So Drew Lucan and Tyler Cornelson are in for Grant Vandenhull and Charlie Margis. First free throw by Trey is up and good. Makes the score 9-7. Second free throw up and no good for Trey. Keeps the score at 9-7. 2-point deficit for Vermilion as they get down to Wingert. Wingert up and no good. Rebound Skogsberg. Here's Zone Robinson, drives in, lays it up, and we are tied. And there's going to be a foul. Foul on the shot, I believe. No. As they're just checking the basketball.
Changing basketball.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, so Drew Lucan to inbound the ball. It's 9-9, 4:02 to go here in the first quarter. Luke Bruns brings the ball up. Again, Luke Bruns is a junior for this Dakota Valley team. Here's Tyler Cornelson. Does not take the three. They get it down to Wingert, who almost loses it. And then they're going to call an offensive foul on Wingert. That is his second personal, third team. And Wingert getting into foul trouble could be a huge development here as Colt Wheaton comes in for Connor Rorick to give a little size down there. And incoming for Dakota Valley is Luke Harrison, the 6'4 senior, coming in for the 6'7 senior Jackson Wingert. So 9-9, Vermilion tied with Dakota Valley with 3:42 to go here in the first quarter. Trey Hansen gets it out to Carter. Carter thought about the three, decided not to take it. He'll take it from this angle. That'll be good. Carter Hansen with a three-pointer. Vermilion leads 12-9 with 3:25 to go. Luke Bruns brings the ball up, gets it over to Harrison. They try to get it to a cutting Colette. And that ball is stolen away by Carter. Zone Robinson goes up, and he is fouled on the shot. And that foul is on Bruns. That's Bruns' first personal, fifth team foul. So Zone's first free throw is up and no good. Hate to see that because you're going to need every one of those. Second free throw for Zone is up, and oh, that is short. Darn. So Vermilion is 1 for 4 from the line. Here's, whoa, Drew Lucan. Looked like he might have dragged that back foot, but he didn't, I guess. Charlie Margis. Here's Luke Bruns, back to Margis. Over to Bruns. Bruns is guarded by Carter Hansen. Bruns for a long three, no good. Rebound, Zone Robinson. 2:44 to go. Zone drives in, and he is fouled. Fouled by Drew Lucan. Lucan, that'll be his first personal. And Zone Robinson will go to the line to shoot two. So Zone Robinson gets 2 more free throws. That one's good. And in come Vandenhol, Collette, and Jordan Grenke. I wonder if he's any related to the pitcher, Zach Grenke. Landon Cerny looks to check in, and Zone hits both. Landon Cerny to check in for Colt Wheaton as the size difference is now different. So Colt Wheaton is a good size element to have, but if you don't need him, they'd rather have Cerny out there for his speed and his three-point shooting. They get it down to Vandenhol, but he is fouled on the floor by Zone Robinson. That will be Zone's first personal and first team foul for Vermilion. So with 2:32 to go here in the first quarter, Vermilion leads 14-9. Luke Bruns to inbound the ball. He gets it in to Grenke. Here it is over to Margis on the right-hand side. And here's the long three-point attempt. No good for Colette. Rebound, Bryson Skogsberg. Vermilion leading 14-9. Carter Hansen gets to a cutting Cerny. Cerny up and good. Assist, Carter Hansen. And Landon Cerny has 2. 15-9. 2:09 to go here in the first quarter. Cornelson gets it over to Vandenhol. Back over to Grenke. And here's Collette up and in. Nice move. Logan Collette with 2 points, as the officials have whistled a stoppage. So Vermilion, Zone Robinson bringing the ball up, leading 16-11. Zone Robinson drives into the paint, and he is fouled on the shot. No, they're going to call a travel. They're going to call a travel on Zone. That is a turnover for the Tanagers. With a minute 46 to go, Vermilion leads 16-11. So Margis brings the ball up. Gets it over to Collette. Collette caught down on the block, gets it out to Grenke. Good ball movement by this Dakota Valley team. Margis thought about the three. Collette is guarded by Zone Robinson. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Now under 10 as they get it to Cornelson. Cornelson, here's a long three that is blocked by Zone Robinson into the hands of Carter Hansen. Cerny out to Robinson. Trey Hansen loses control of it, and that is going to be an over and back. And Jay Drake is trying to say that was tipped by Dakota Valley. Jay Drake imploring his case, but to no avail. So with 1 minute to go, Vermilion leads 16-11. Luke Bruns will inbound the ball. Inbounds to Charlie Margis. And Margis with a floating jumper there for 2. Makes it 16-13. 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Carter Hansen drives in and dribbles off his foot. So Dakota Valley with a chance to try to cut it to 1 or tie it with 43.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So Margis will bring the ball up. And boy, you'd love to look at that replay to see if that ball was tipped, because that's been a big swing right now. Margis up with his right hand and good. Margis now scored the last 4 points for Dakota Valley. Vermilion leads 16-15. 25 seconds to go. They'll play for the final shot. As Trey Hansen has it out by midcourt, guarded by Charlie Margis. Margis just shoving into Trey. And they're going to call a 5-second violation. Nothing against the contact. And Coach Jay Drake is just beside himself. Trey Hansen had his head flying, his arms flying, and Coach Jay Drake can't believe it. So Luke Bruns, short jumper up and in. And Luke Bruns, and that will be the quarter. Vermilion trails 17-16. And we'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermilion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermilion.
Eliminate the wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
Goes up with the shot, and he is fouled. They finally called some contact foul there. Jay Drake was really upset at the end of that first quarter. And that call is going to be on Vandenholt. That is his first personal. 7:49 to go here in the second quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion trails 17-16. And Trey Hansen has just tied it up at 17 with his second free throw of the night. Second point as well. So Trey Hansen looking to give Vermilion the lead. Second free throw is up and good. Vermilion was up 5 at one point. And then just a consecutive momentum fell to Dakota Valley, but Jackson Wingert back in. And Jackson Wingert with the basket. And they're going to call the foul, I believe, on Skogsberg. Skogsberg with his first personal, first team. And that free throw by Wingert is good, gives him 5 points on the evening. 7:39 to go. Vermilion trails 20-18. Zone Robinson with the ball. Vermilion in those black uniforms with red numbers and letters and white trim. Carter Hansen will drive in. Reverse layup up and in for Carter Hansen. Hansen now has 5 points on the night. That ball is knocked out of bounds by Trey Hansen. Tied at 20, 7:22 to go here in the second quarter. Charlie Margis bring the ball up for Vermilion. Gets the ball over to Vanden Hull. Margis at the three-point line. They get it down low to Wingert. Turnaround jumper for Wingert is up and good, and that's just hard to defend when he's 6'7", and if he can elevate and fully extend and hit that shot, you're not going to be able to touch that. Rohrig with a nice move, though. Connor Rohrig up and in. Tied at 22, 6:51 to go. Here's Bruns, kicks it across to Colette. Colette for three, and that is good. Colette with three, and a timeout, a 30-second timeout taken by Jay Drake. We'll keep it right here. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Murph's Appliance, locally owned and locally operated, serving their customers for over 20 years and serving all of their appliance needs. So 25-22. It's been back and forth. Vermilion held the lead there for a little while. 6:44 to go here in the second quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. You are listening to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette, as Vermilion Tanagers are hanging in there with Dakota Valley. Coach Drake and some of the Tanagers are not happy with some of the ways some of the things are being called or not called, as it might be. Here's good ball movement by Vermilion. Three-point attempt for for Zone. Off the mark, but no good. Rebound by Trey Hansen, and he goes up and in. That gives him 5 points on the game. Ball is almost stolen out of bounds, knocked out of bounds by Zone Robinson. 32 seconds on the shot clock for Dakota Valley as they inbound. It's Margis as he gets a really fast-paced game for tonight as they get it into Wingert down low. And he tries to do a reverse layup and is no good. Rebound to Trey Hansen. What do you think so far, Gage?
I don't even know what to think. Vermilion's playing a great game of basketball to
They are.
beat this, number 5 ranked Dakota Valley?
Yep, 5th ranked Dakota Valley. And there's a foul called on Logan Collette. That is his first personal, second team. They did not say it was on a shot, so it will be inbounded. Rohrig has it as he gets it into Zone Robinson. And I'll be honest, it's the same guy calling all of the fouls against or not against Vermilion, which is always interesting when you see that as a pattern. 5:57 to go, 25-24, Vermilion trails Dakota Valley. Here's Luke Bruns. As the Dakota Valley gets the ball around, here's Bruns for three. That's going to be off the mark. Rebound to Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen pushing the ball up. Here's a pull-up jumper. That'll just be a two-pointer. No good. Rebound by Vanden Hull. Vanden Hull gets it ahead to Bruns. Bruns has the ball knocked away into the hands of Trey Hansen. Hansen gets it ahead to Carter. Carter will drive in, and that is blocked by Vanden Hull. And here's Luke Bruns with the floater, and that is up and good. And they're going to call a frickin' blocking foul on Bryson Skogsberg. It's the same ref. Bryson Skogsberg with his second personal. And Luke Bruns will go to the line to do the and one. 5:21 to go. Vermilion trails 27-24.
That was a wild 30 seconds of basketball.
It really was. And Bruns does not connect on the free throw. Carter Hansen with the rebound. Carter Hansen averages over 7 rebounds per game. Trey Hansen kicks it out to Rohrig. Rohrig for 3. That's going to be short. Into the hands of Logan Collette. Collette ahead to Margis. Margis over to Bruns. Bruns for 3. That's on. No. And that is out of bounds off of Vermilion. And Vanden Hull and Margis come out. In come Cornelson and Lucan. 27-24. In comes Tweeten for Connor Rohrig. 4:58 to go. Jay Drake trying to mitigate the size advantage as they inbound to Wingert. Wingert up and no good. Rebound Trey Hansen. Zone Robinson unable to connect. Rebound Luke Bruns. 27-24, 4:45 to go. Luke Bruns over to Cornelson. Down to Wingert. Wingert goes up and in. And kind of like in that girls game, I think the guys feel a little gun shy in defending because odd things seem to be getting called tonight. So it does affect the way you defend as well.
Yeah, they've done a fairly good job so far. The fouls have gave Dakota Valley an advantage to get easy points.
And here's Logan Collette for 3. No good. Rebound Trey Hansen. Just wild back and forth. Not a ton of scoring, though. 29-24, 4 minutes to go. And they're going to call a travel on Trey Hansen. And Jay Drake is just looking at the official like, what are you calling?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that travel.
It's a gather step, and Jay Drake just performed the gather step. And that is a bench warning on Coach Drake. So 3:55 to go, 29-24. Vermilion trails. Here's Margis handing it off to Cornelson. Out to Wingert. Luke Bruns guarded by Carter Hansen. Pull-up jumper is good for Luke Bruns, and that's just hard to defend. 3:39 to go. Vermilion trails by 7. Carter Hansen for 3. No good, and then they're just not getting second chance points. 3:27 to go. 31-24 here in the second quarter. Bruns gets it down to Wingert. Wingert up and in. And Coach Jay Drake is going to call a 30-second timeout. We'll take one as well. Brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermilion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball on ESPN Radio and Vermilion Streaming. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, serving their customers for over 150 years. That timeout was brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Well, on the Murph's Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion trails 33-24. Landon Cerny is in, along with Bryson Skogsberg, Trey and Carter Hansen, and Zone Robinson. And they are going to call a foul on Charlie Margis, I believe. Margis with his second personal. And that'll be the third team foul. So Vermilion will inbound the ball. As Zone Robinson gets it over to Cerny. Cerny gets it out to Trey Hansen, who will drive in. Loses control, but over to Zone. Zone with the baby hook, no good, but into the hands of Landon Cerny. And no foul called. Tons of contact, no foul called. Charlie Margis will bring the ball up. Margis skip pass over to Drew Lucan. Lucan over to Cornelson. There's Margis, gets it down low to Wingert. Wingert up and in. As Trey Hansen brings the ball up, it's now an 11-point lead for Dakota Valley, 35-24. Here's Hansen. Pull-up jumper and lots of contact. And again, no foul called. That's going to be called out of bounds. Dakota Valley will inbound. 2:04 to go here in the first half. Vermilion trails 35-24. Connor Rohrig checking in at the next stoppage. Out there for Dakota Valley, Margis, Cornelson, Wingert, Lucan, and Vandenhull, or Greinke and Vandenhull. Here's Margis guarded by zone with 1:48 to go in the second quarter. And here is Greinke. Greinke guarded by Cerny. It's down to Wingert. Wingert pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound into the hands of Greinke. That is knocked into the hands of Landon Cerny by Zone Robinson. That's a head to zone in the paint, up and in, and that stops a 10-0 run for Dakota Valley as Zone Robinson gets his 12th point of the night. That ball is knocked out of bounds off of Margis. That was caused by Zone Robinson, so now it's a 10-point lead for Dakota Valley. 1 minute, 13 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Vermilion looking to trim it back to a single-digit deficit.
Zone's doing everything he can to keep managers back in the game.
Exactly.
Or get them back to the
Using
game.
that athleticism and speed. Margis checks out. So right now for Dakota Valley, it's Bruns, Greinke, Vandenhull, Wingert, and Colette. So 1:12 to go. Zone Robinson with the ball. Hands it off to Bryson Skogsberg. Skogsberg pull-up jumper, and that is good. Skogsberg with his first bucket of the night. Makes it 35-28. So here's Greinke, gets it out to Bruns. Bruns to Wingert. Wingert with the three-pointer, and that rattles home. Oh my gosh. As he kisses his fingers to the sky, Jackson Wingert. Carter Hansen thought about the three, didn't. Goes in with it, up and in with the layup for Carter Hansen. That's 7 points on the night for Hansen with 28 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Vermilion trails by 8. So here is Luke Bruns with 8 seconds to go. Short jumper, no good. Rebound, Bryson Skogsberg, and that is a foul on Luke Bruns. It's only the 4th team foul, though, so it will be inbounded rather than being a foul or being free throws. So Vermilion needs to inbound. They have 4.6 seconds. Out comes Bruns. In comes Cornelson. Out comes Skogsberg. In comes Trey Hansen. And here's 4, 3, 2. Into the hands of Rohrig. Rohrig for 3. Oh, no. Just off the back iron. So after 2 quarters of action, Vermilion trails 38-30 on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll be back with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermilion.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, your floral and gift store on the corner of 15th and Broadway. We have what you need this holiday season. The freshest flowers and plants, home decor, candles, games, puzzles, socks, a great foodie corner, and of course beautiful jewelry, because we love things that sparkle. Be sure to stop by and see all that we have. It will surprise you. Shop local, shop Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, your floral and gift store.
Welcome back to our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. We're at the half. Vermilion trails Dakota Valley 38-30, but we have Coach John Brooks with us of the Vermilion Lady Tanagers. Coach, it was a hard-fought victory tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot of ups and downs. It felt like we played really, really well for stretches, and then we just kind of...
On defense.
Yeah, they got two really good guards, Otten and Warden, and they demand a lot of attention. And we were trying to make it as difficult as we possibly could on those two kids, and then making the other three try to beat us. And give those other kids credit. I thought they played really well for Dakota Valley tonight. They made some big shots and did some nice things. But, I think overall, defensively, when we did get those guards trapped and we rotated well, I thought we did some good things. And I think that, especially in the third quarter, we came up pretty focused defensively, and that helped. Well,
and you really, like you said, it seemed like the defense was a little more aggressive and a little more focused, and you'd extend it and it would come back a little bit, and then you'd extend it a little bit more, and so it was like 8 points, then 10 points, then 15. Got to I think about 18 or 19, then it drew back a little bit, but just a good game. It looked like a good all-around game from the girls. As close as it was, I think a person could lose track about how well the team scored and played offensively. But boy, you were right about those two 8th graders, Worden and Otten. Otten threw up some shots that I was like, oh, what did she do? Oh, nope, it's in. Okay.
Yeah, I think she made one there in the first half when she wasn't even looking at the hoop, and it went in. So she's really tough.
8th grader played pretty well tonight.
Yeah, really happy with the way Taylor handled everything. It was a big task. Her and Janaea were guarding those two 8th graders, so Taylor had to work her tail off on defense, face guard, and all the way, and then she had to run the show for our team. And I thought Taylor played a very, very solid game. Really happy with the way she played, and I thought offensively Janaea's been playing great lately. Janaea's really doing a good job of getting to the hoop, knocking down shots, knocking down free throws. So another big performance out of her as well.
Well, and that's what I was going to mention, just creating her own shot, not being satisfied with taking a jumper, but creating from the outside, from the elbow, and driving in on the right side or left. Just looks like she's taken her game to the next level, and boy, you guys are that much more dangerous if Janaea's creating like that.
Yeah, Brooke and Taylor obviously demand a lot of attention from the other defenses, which that opens up those driving lanes. And Janaea's really good at getting to the hoop, and she's been doing a great job of it lately. And she's a physical kid, and she's either finishing or getting fouled, and she's stepping up and knocking down her free throws right now as well.
And she seems to be taking defense to a next level. I'm just the number of times I'm marking down a steal for her every game anymore. I'm always questioning myself by the end of the game because I'm like, really? Did she have that many? But she just seems to be a real ball hawk out there.
Yeah, I think she's one of the best perimeter defenders in the state. I really believe that. And anytime the other team has a good perimeter player, we know that we always have Janaea to lean on. So she does so much for our team, so much of the dirty work that not a lot of people see. And but I think more people are starting to see what she's doing because she is scoring it. She's getting those steals. She just does a ton for us.
Well, she really does. And now you get some time off, and then you have a couple of cupcakes next week in Lennox and Wagner, right?
Yeah, it's kind of what we just told the girls. We're pretty excited. We're going to take the day off tomorrow. We've been at it pretty hard here these last 3 weeks, so I'm going to get the girls out of the gym tomorrow. Going to take a day off, take some rest. We'll come back Thursday, Friday, and have a little practice over the weekend. And like you said, at Lennox Monday, at Wagner Tuesday. So right when you think there's going to be a little let up in your schedule, there just never is. And we got 2 huge ones next week early on, and then we'll finish up with Parker. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, and Lennox at 12-4, whatever they are right now, it's so hard to overlook them. But then you look at Wagner, who recruit out there in Copel, and her sister is so good, and they play really good team ball. Just a good task ahead of you, but only 3 games left in the season. It's hard to believe because it feels like when you have some stops and starts, especially with the postponements, it always feels like there's so much season left. But 3 regular season games, can you believe that? Yeah, it's down to 1 week. It's crazy to think about that. And getting right now, but it's like we told the girls. We saw T beat Harrisburg tonight, and if we want to try to get that 1 seed in our region, unfortunately, there's just no room for an error the last week of the regular season. We gotta continue to win games. So we got We got to hunker down next week. We got to find a way. We got to find a way on the road on Monday. Start with Lennox on Monday.
Exactly. Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to come up. Really appreciate it. Have yourself a great night, and congratulations on the win.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
That was Coach John Brooks with us here on our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show, where the Vermilion Tanager girls defeated Dakota Valley earlier tonight. But here at the half, the Tanager boys trailed Dakota Valley 38-30. We'll be back as we take a look around the state on our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show after these messages from our Vermilion sportscasters.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage Ravelette and Jen Ashley, where at the half, Vermilion trails 38-30. In the first half, Vermilion was led in scoring by Zone Robinson with 12, followed by Carter Hansen with 7, 5 for Trey Hansen, and 2 each for Bryson Skogsberg, Connor Rohrig, and Landon Cerny. Of course, Dakota Valley was led by Jackson Wingert, who averages 27 points, almost 28 points per game. He is in the locker room right now with 16 points. Logan Collette has 5. Grant Vandenhol, wanted to make sure I had that right, with 5. 8 for Luke Bruns and 4 for Charlie Margis. So that is your halftime report from Carlson's Body Shop. Let's take a look around the state. As you heard Coach Brooks just say, the T area girls, sounds like they beat Harrisburg, so we'll have to take a look at that. So O'Gorman did defeat Sioux Falls Lincoln 60-18. This is brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. Brookings defeated Roosevelt 48-42. Spearfish leads Sturgis 46-28. Pierre defeated Huron 58-45. Mitchell defeated Aberdeen Central 51-39. Jefferson over Watertown. And T area did defeat Harrisburg 52-44. And Brandon Valley over Sioux Falls, Washington. No score update from Hill City and Douglas. In Class A, White River leads Pine Ridge in girls action 78-21. Parkston defeated Sanborn Central Woonsocket. Sioux Valley over Dual. Warner over Redfield. Sisseton defeated Millbank. Bonhomme defeated Burke. Red Cloud leads St. Thomas More. Flandreau defeated DeSmet. Florence Henry over Castlewood. Hanson over Freeman. Of course, Vermilion over Dakota Valley. MVP over Del Rapids, where Emily Fox scored her 2,000th career point. Just the 36th player in South Dakota girls basketball history to do so. Mobridge Pollock over Timberlake, 54-15. Harding County leads Dupree. Wagner defeats Gregory. Garrettson over Beersford. Trip Delmont Armour over Platte Geddes. Northwestern over Webster area. Aberdeen Roncalli defeated Miller. West Central leads McCook Central Montrose. And Elk Point Jefferson leads Ponca, Nebraska. And Centerville defeated Canton. And Sioux Falls Christian leads Tri-Valley as well as we get ready to start the fourth quarter here. Did want to take a look at boys action just to see if there's a score update on that Red Cloud or White River and Pine Ridge game, and I do not see an update as of yet. No score update yet in that matchup. So we're getting ready for the third quarter. That was your Carlson's Body Shop halftime show, and that was a look around the state brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. Vermilion Medical Clinic, so much care, so close to home. Tanager basketball is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. And on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion trails 38-30 as we enter the second half. Quick pass down low, blocked by Trey Hansen into the hands of Carter Hansen. That's the way you want to start defensively. And here's Connor Rohrig, same starting 5 for Vermilion. Zone Robinson drives in and has it blocked by Vandenhol, but Rohrig gets it out to Skogsberg for 3. Oh, no good, but rebounds Zone Robinson, and the putback is good.
Good hustle by Robinson to get back in bounds and see
It really was.
that ball in the air.
Luke Bruns off on his jumper, rebound, Zone Robinson. So Vermilion trails by 6, 38-32. Here's Carter Hansen. Drives the lane, goes up with the left hand, up and in. Carter Hansen now has 9 points on the night. 38-34. We're 1 minute into the third quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Charlie Margis gets it down to Wingert, who kicks it across to Colette. Colette into Vandenhill, and they're going to call a foul on Trey Hansen on the floor. I think. No. Nope. Knocked out of bounds, I guess. So no. 25 seconds on the shot clock. 6:56 to go. Wingert in the paint. Looks to back it in. Carter Hansen knocks it out of Wingert's hands. Into the hands of Trey Hansen. Out of bounds off of Vermilion. 19 seconds on the shot clock. We're seeing a different defense out there for Vermilion right now. Just more aggressive.
Yeah. We're playing really solid. That first opening possession.
And there was a steal by Trey Hansen off of Jackson Wingert.
Yeah, as I was saying, Van Hurst had, Wigert had a wonderful pass, finding this man down low in the paint in that first possession, but with that urgent, aggressive defense, they were able to close that lane and get the steal.
There's a steal by Zone Robinson, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Bryson Skogsberg. So that'll be Skogsberg's third personal. And you could hear the, you might not be able to hear him, but the Tanager faithful are like, call it the other way too. 6:21 to go here in the third quarter. I always make sure to say it's the Tanager fans that are saying call it the other way, so it's not just me being a homer, but it does feel very uneven with some of the calls. But 6:21 to go, 38-34. I didn't feel like Bryson Skogsberg was out of control. I didn't think it was an aggressive offensive move down there. I don't know that a foul needed to be called either way, honestly. So here is Grant Vandenhol, gets it over to Bruns. Bruns picks up his dribble, cross-court pass to Margis. Margis for three, and that is good. Makes it 41-34, 7-point lead. Here's Cerny for three, and that is good. Landon Cerny with the answer. Luke Bruns with the pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound to Trey Hansen. They used to call Allen Iverson the answer. Maybe Landon Cerny's the new answer. Well, into the hands, out of the hands of Connor Rohrig. Trey Hansen probably should have just gone up with that. One too many passes. He was in the air. Should have probably just put it up. I know sometimes you think, this isn't a good shot, but sometimes trying to force a pass. And what do I know? I mean, you're in the middle of the action, but it's easier for me to say up here. Bruns, pull-up jumper, and that will not go in. And that rebound to Landon Cerny. See, I told you, Cerny is the answer. Here's Carter Hansen. He gets it off to Cerny. Cerny over to Trey. 5:18 to go here in the quarter. Carter Hansen drives into the paint. Floater up, no good. Rebound, Vandenhill. Vermilion trails 41-37. Here's Margis. And Luke Bruns with the travel. I believe Carter Hansen might have just tweaked something. He just looks a little gimpy. Talking to Coach Jay Drake down here. Rohrig brings it up. 5:03 to go. Vermilion down 41-37. Trey Hansen at the three-point line, gets it over to Rohrig. Rohrig has it knocked out of his hands, into the hands of Carter Hansen. Long three for Carter, and that is good! Carter Hansen, 4-3, makes it 41-40. And Carter Hansen now has 12 points on the night. Luke Bruns over to Margis. Margis down to Wingert. Wingert up, and they're going to call a foul on the shot. So Wingert now with 18 points on the night. And the foul is on. It's the second team foul, and it's on Landon Cerny. That is his first personal. So Wingert will go to the line to shoot the and one. Free throw is up, and that is good for Jackson Wingert. Gives him 19, about 9 points below his average right now. Here's Carter Hansen. Gets the ball over to Cerny. Cerny back to Carter. Carter for three. Oh, no good. Rebound into the hands of Drew Lucan. Margis into Wingert. Wingert up and good. Makes it 46-40 in favor of Dakota Valley. And they're going to call... They're going to call a foul. What? What? They're calling a foul on Carter Hansen as he got his teeth practically knocked in. Now that's the first personal on Carter, third team foul, 3:56 to go. That's the kind of, I don't know, that's the kind of inconsistent officiating I'm talking about. Margis into Wingert. Wingert out to Margis. Here's Collette for three, and that is good. Back to a 9-point lead now for Dakota Valley. Cerny into the paint, out to Trey Hansen. Trey drives in, up with the right hand, up and in, and he is fouled on the shot. Trey Hansen now with 7 points will go to the line to shoot an and one. And that's Margis's third personal. So Luke Bruns will check in for Charlie Margis. Trey Hansen at the line to try to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. Vermilion currently trails by 7 with 3:29 to go here in the third quarter on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Free throw is no good for Trey Hansen. He is 3 for 5 from the line tonight. Luke Bruns brings the ball up, 3:24 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Here's Luke Bruns. And there's a three-point attempt, no good for Cornelson. Rebound by Connor Rohrig. Trey Hansen thought about the long three, drives in, up and in for Trey Hansen. 49-44, 2:58 to go in the third quarter. Vermilion has that lead down to 5 again. Collette over to Cornelson. There's Luke Bruns. Over to Lucan, back to Bruns. Bruns will drive in. Pull-up jumper, that will be no good. Rebound, Trey Hansen. Trey will drive in, turnaround jumper in the paint. Nope, out to Cerny. Cerny back to Hansen. Hansen drives in, and they're going to call a foul on Bruns, and that will be Bruns' third personal. That's 3 on Bruns and 3 on Margis. So now checking in will be... checking in for Cornelson is Jordan Greinke, but I'm just wondering if they're going to keep... it's a full timeout called now for Dakota Valley. We'll take a timeout as well on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. You're listening to Tanager Basketball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermilion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermilion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermilion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermilion.
Welcome back to Dakota Valley. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette, where the Vermilion Tanagers currently trail Dakota Valley by a score of 48-44 with 2:28 to go. And it looks like they're needing to wipe off the floor. So another timeout here. I don't know what's exactly going on for sure, but Oh, maybe blood. Not seeing it on anyone. Nobody seems to know where it's coming from. I guess maybe it's like a religious miracle or something.
It looked like they're pointing at someone's back, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. So they're out to clean up. So right now, this is a Murph's Appliance timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Murph's Appliance for over 20 years, serving their customers, locally owned, locally operated, meeting their appliance needs. Right now on the Murph's the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermilion leads 48-44. We're in the third quarter, 2:28 to go. And you're listening to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Well, we want to thank Coach John Brooks for coming up during the Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. We appreciate the hold of, and that unfortunately happens, but it's 2:28 to go here in the third quarter. Vermilion trails 48-44. What have you seen so far in this quarter, Gage?
Vermilion's actually playing Dakota Valley really good. For not being on the media polls or anything, Vermilion's doing their job. Really, all this game has came down to, from what I've seen, is free throws.
Exactly. Rebounds, and they're hitting about 50% right now. Zone Robinson will drive in and puts it up. Oh, just unable to connect. Rebound to Wingard, 48-44, 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Oh, that would have been so great to get within one possession. But Wingard at the elbow, guarded by Landon Cerny. And that ball is stolen away by Carter Hansen. Hansen up and no! Unable to hit the layup. And Luke Bruns with the ball. Gets past Carter.
That kid might have to run a lot at practice tomorrow.
And there's a block by Carter Hansen. And I think Carter wasn't exactly sure what he wanted to do there. And a lot of just wild action. And here's a three-point attempt by Jordan Granke, and that is good. All of a sudden, it's now a 7-point lead when Vermilion had multiple chances to get it down to 2 or tie it. Here's Connor Rohrig. Rohrig loses control, gets it over to Zone. Zone drives in, spin move, up with the right hand, up and in. 16 points on the night for Zone. Yeah, Carter Hansen, I think he almost thought about trying to dunk it. I'm not quite sure because that was a little awkward. But that attempt there by Drew Lucan, no good. Rebound, Carter Hansen.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying. He wanted to dunk. He just took a bad jump.
Yeah, turnaround jumper for Zone, no good. Rohrig saves it into Landon Cerny. Out to Trey Hansen, 45 seconds to go. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Carter Hansen thought about the long three. Gets it back out to Zone. Zone drives in, and he is fouled on the floor. So that'll be the third team foul. And that is the third foul on Jackson Wingert. So out come Lucan and Collette. In come Vandenhill and Margis. Trey Hansen to inbound, 34.8 seconds remaining. Vermilion has a fresh shot clock, so the shot clock is off. Carter Hansen, will Vermilion play for the final shot? It does appear so. Up top here, Zone Robinson. Looks to hand it off. Trey Hansen going back and forth as they get it off to Carter. 11 seconds to go. Here's Trey at the half-court line. 8 seconds to go. And Trey Hansen will drive in. Loses control. Goes in, loops up, and that is good by Trey Hansen at the buzzer. In the third quarter, Vermilion cuts that 10-point lead down to 3. 51-48. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard shows 51-48.
Sherco in Vermilion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermilion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermilion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed market. Become a part of the SureCo team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand SureCo.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Welcome back to Dakota Valley. After 3 quarters of action, Vermilion trails 51-48. They cut into Dakota Valley's lead. It was 10 points at half. It's now 3 points. Vermilion played a really good third quarter, and they start with possession here in the fourth. And they had a few opportunities. Vermilion's going to look back at that and say, okay, we actually should probably have the lead. Zone Robinson for 3, no good. And Grant Vandenhol with the rebound. So 7:45 to go. That would have been awesome if that had dropped for Vermilion for Zone. Tie that game up. Zone tries the steal. Here's Colette for 3, and no good. Rebound Vandenhol, no good. Rebound. And they're going to call a foul on Skogsberg. Both players going for the ball. Both players going for the ball, and they somehow call a foul on Skogsberg. Both players touched the ball.
Yeah, I think that was more of a basketball action foul.
Yep. So 7:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Vermilion trails 51-48. Here's Margis. That should have been a travel. Vandenhol in the lower right corner. Tries to get it down to Wingert. Bad pass. Gets it into the hands of Connor Rohrig. Rohrig in the lane, up at the right hand, and in. Connor Rohrig with the steal and a scoop and the score. 51-50. 7:10 to go. Margis gets it down to Wingert. Wingert guarded by Skogsberg. Kicks it out to Colette. Down to Vandenhol. Vandenhol puts it up. No good. Rebound Carter Hansen. Into the hands of Bryson Skogsberg. Skogsberg is going to slow it up. Nope. 3-point attempt. No good for Bryson Skogsberg. Here's Charlie Margis. Out to Bruns. Bruns drives in. And no good. Rebound Wingert. Wingert up, and he's going to get fouled. Fouled by Connor Rohrig. Rohrig's first personal. Wingert will go to the line to shoot the and one. It's back to a 3-point lead, 53-50. Wingert's free throw is up and good. That gives him 24 on the night. Trey Hansen out on the top of the key. Vermilion trails by 4. Carter Hansen drives in. And he is fouled by Vandenhol in the act of shooting. That'll be Vandenhol's second personal. Hansen will go to the line to shoot 2. So Carter Hansen's first free throw is short. And I've never liked the airball chant. It just seems so lame and immature. I mean, it just is. That second free throw rolls around and goes in for Carter. 13 points on the night for Carter. Back to a 3-point lead for Dakota Valley. Charlie Margis for 3, and that is good. Margis has 10 points on the evening. 57-51, 6:11 to go. Zone Robinson over to Trey Hansen. Over to Carter. Carter will drive in, guarded by Bruns. Short little jumper up and good for Carter Hansen. Timeout to be taken by Jay Drake. It's a full timeout with 6 minutes to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion trails 57-53. This timeout brought to you by Murph's Appliance. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumber yard. Down at the lumber yard.
But it's
It's not just wood at the Lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the Lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the Lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the Lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Back here in North Sioux City on the campus of Dakota Valley Ware with 6 minutes to go in the game. Vermillion trails 57-53. Dakota Valley with possession. Jackson Wingert leading the way with 24 points. That ball is out of the control by Margis into the hands of Zone Robinson. Vermillion with a chance to cut it down to a one-possession game. Trey Hansen drives in, up with the left hand, no good. That ball is rebounded by Margis. Margis over to Vandenhol. Vandenhol up and in. Easy two for Vandenhol. Back to a 6-point lead for Dakota Valley. Trey Hansen over to Rohrig. Rohrig for three. No good. Rebound Trey Hansen. Hansen with the rebound and the putback. Makes it 59-55. Vermillion would love a stop here. Here's Charlie Margis, guarded by Rohrig. Pull-up jumper, and that is good. That will roll in. Margis doesn't always score a ton. He has 12 tonight, but he has a nice shot. Back to a 6-point lead for Dakota Valley. Here's Bryson Skogsberg. Skogsberg up with the left hand, no good. Rebound out to Connor Rohrig. Hands it off to Carter Hansen. Trey Hansen for three. That is good. Trey Hansen with his first three-pointer of the night. Gets it back to a one-possession game. 4.5 minutes to go. 61-58. They get it into the hands of Colette. Colette over to Vandenhol. Margis for three. No good. Off the back iron. Rebound into the hands of Bruns. That is up and good for Bruns. 63-58, 5-point game. Zone Robinson thought about the three, gets it in the hands of Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen, floater, no good, kicks it out to Bryson Skogsberg. Skogsberg for three, no good, rebound to Vandenhol. Skogsberg only has 2 points on the night, 12 below his average. Zone Luke Bruns, and there's a three-pointer for Colette. That extends it back to an 8-point lead for Dakota Valley. 3:41 to go. Vermillion needs to start getting stops and scores. Trey Hansen for three. Off the back iron. Rebound Vandenhol. This is where that 6'7" frame of Vandenhol is coming into play. And that is off of Luke Bruns. And that will go to Vermillion. Vermillion will inbound the ball. And Bryson Skogsberg comes out. Landon Cerny comes in. So it's Cerny, Rohrig, Carter Hansen, Trey Hansen, and Zone. Trey Hansen is guarded by Charlie Margis. 66-58, 3:20 to go. Trey Hansen passes over to Carter. Carter drives into the lane, hits a cutting zone. Into the hands of Trey Hansen. Trey Hansen with the floater, no good, but he is fouled on the shot. So Carter Hansen will go to the line to shoot two. 16 points on the night for Trey Hansen, pretty much right at his average. He averages 16.5. That was Margis's fourth personal, but Trey misses the first free throw. He is 3 for 6 tonight from the line. Bryson Skogsberg comes in. Landon Cerny comes out. Trey Hansen looking to make this a 7-point game. Free throw is up and good. 4 for 7 on the night for Trey. 3:05 to go. Vermillion trails 66-59. Luke Bruns with the ball. Gets it out to Charlie Margis. Margis gets it out to Wingert at the top of the key. And they're going to use as much clock as they can each time, I think. Wingert for three. No good. But rebound into the hands of Colette. Out to Lucas Bruns. Luke Bruns. I don't know if he goes by Lucas. I don't know why I call him that. And there's Charlie Margis. And they're going to call a timeout, Dakota Valley. And that will be a full timeout. We'll take it as well. Brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. 2:32 to go. 66-59 Vermilion Trail on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. We'll be right back after these messages.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermilion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermilion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermilion.
Welcome back to Tanager Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. 2.5 minutes to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. 66-59 Vermilion Trails, Dakota Valley. Vermilion has had opportunities, and they will, if they lose this game, they will look back at a few of them, saying what could have been. Dakota Valley does have great athleticism. They do have great scoring, and they have Jackson Wingert just like that, who now has 26 points on the night. That's back to a 9-point lead for Dakota Valley. Carter Hansen has the ball knocked out of his hands, into the hands of Connor Rohrig. And Rohrig is going to be called for traveling. Turnover on Vermilion with 1:54 to go. Possessions, scoring on each possession is paramount for the Tanagers, and getting a stop is paramount as well. Here's Margis. I expect Dakota Valley to take their time, and that there's Logan Collette for three, and that is good. As this is slowly just getting away from Vermilion now. It was down to 4 points. There's Hansen for three off the back iron. We're not getting rebounds, and there's a foul called on Connor Rohrig. That'll be Connor's second personal, I believe, with 1.5 to go. Vermilion trails by 12. It is a 4-possession game with 1:30 to go. Charlie Margis over to Collette, back to Margis. And Trey Hansen. And it is a 10-second, nope. Dakota Valley calls a timeout. And to avoid the 10-second violation, that's a 30-second timeout. That's brought to you by Murph's Appliance on Main Street in Vermilion. Murph's Appliance, locally owned and operated for over 2 decades, serving their customers and their appliance needs for 20 years. 1:20 to go on the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Vermilion trails 71-59. Not that long ago, this was a 4-point game. This was a 3-point game not that long ago. And so if this is the way it ends, people are going to look at a score and say, oh, Dakota Valley beat them by 12. It was much closer than that. It's been much closer than that. Just unable to capitalize on a few things, a few mistakes here and there, just mental errors as well. And so unfortunately, there's still a chance, obviously, but minute 30 or minute 20 is not a lot of time to get 4 possessions or 5 possessions. And there we go. Wingert is fouled by Trey Hansen. And that will be Trey's first personal. 4th team. Wingert was fouled in the act of shooting, looking to match his season average. As right now he has 26 points on the night. Make that 27. He doesn't get it spectacularly. I mean, if you just said, hey, how many points does Wingert have, you're not going to guess. You'd not guess that he had 28. It's just quiet. It's consistent. But he's just good. And that's a 14-point lead now for Dakota Valley. Hitting a cutting Skogsberg up and in for Bryson. Bryson's second bucket, 4 points on the night with 56 seconds to go. Luke Bruns over to Margis. Margis ahead to Vandenhull. Vandenhull gets it into Bruns. Bruns up and in. 46 seconds to go, 14-point lead for Dakota Valley. Trey Hansen up with the floater, no good. Rebound zone, Robinson puts it up and is unable to hit. Carter Hansen unable to hit. Trey Hansen finally connects. So Luke Bruns, 27 seconds to go. I think Coach Drake might just be calling off the dogs here shortly. As Charlie Margis, 19. So Vermilion will fall 75-63. There's a steal by Connor Rohrig up with the lay-in, and Connor Rohrig will have 6 points on the night. And that will be the way it ends. 75-65. Vermilion will fall to Dakota Valley in both Region 4 action and DAC 12 play. So again, the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard shows Vermilion 65, Dakota Valley 75. We'll be back with our First Dakota National Bank post-game show after these messages on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermilion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermilion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermilion Auto Works.
Vermilion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermilion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermilionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermilion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermilion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermilion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to North Sioux City on the campus of Dakota Valley. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette. Vermilion falls 65-75 to fifth-ranked Dakota Valley. Vermilion's going to look at the film, or the coaches will, and they're going to know there were opportunities, that this is a team, if they play them again, they're not going to be intimidated. They know this is on their home court. They know they can play with Dakota Valley. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't just some lucky shots. Vermilion left a lot on the table in some missed shots, some missed opportunities, missed rebounds that maybe they should have had, some missed defensive assignments. But Vermilion boys know that they can keep up with this Dakota Valley team. So hopefully it's one of those cases where maybe you learn as much in a loss as you maybe do in a victory. But just looking here as part of our First Dakota National Bank postgame show, leading scorer for Vermilion was Trey Hansen with 19, followed by Zone Robinson with 16, Carter Hansen with 15, Connor Rohrig with 6, Bryson Skogsberg with 4, and Landon Cerny with 3. For Dakota Valley, Jackson Wingert got his. He got 28, followed by Logan Collette with 14, 12 for Luke Bruns and Charlie Margis, and then finally Grant Vandenhull with 7. So well-balanced game for Vermilion, just some mistakes here and there. What's your kind of takeaway after that game?
Yeah, like you said, Vermilion can compete with this team, of course, as we just saw. And I do think they could beat them. It was, 1.3 point game with about 4 minutes left. And that's kind of when Dakota Valley ran away with it, slapping this high pressure, trying to get the steal back. And it kind of all started when they missed that dunk attempt.
When Carter stole the ball and missed the layup, the front end layup, it felt like they started almost scrambling at that point. Just not when I say pressure, not like a high full court press, but like pressure as in they were pushing themselves harder than they needed to, and they started pressing themselves rather than their opponent, and it felt like they maybe played a little bit outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, because I remember, right, if he went an easy layup, I get the words out of my mouth, went for an easy layup, that would have given him the lead.
Yep.
And it's a whole different ball game. You lose the lead.
Exactly. If they had that lead, all of a sudden Dakota Valley is having to feel like they're on edge, like they're the ones having to justify what they're doing. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate, but Vermilion, at the very least, can walk away knowing that they can keep up with this team. It's unfortunate that they're not able to, but, hopefully they can learn a lesson from this. So the Tanagers now are 10-5 on the season. And their remaining games, they have Lennox on Monday. That Lennox team is 12-4 or 11-4. They now have Porter Enan back. Porter Enan had hurt his collarbone early in the season. He is the USD Coyote recruit. And so they haven't necessarily been spectacular with him. So I'm not quite sure what the dynamic is, if they're just trying to learn to play together again. And then they travel to Wagner. And Wagner is 10-4. Then they travel and take on, they host Ponca. And Ponca is 12-0. Ponca is a Nebraska team. Smaller school, though. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of matchup that is for Vermilion, as Ponca, I said, is, again, 12-0. I haven't heard anything about them other than from what I hear our intern at the station talks about how good they are. But, again, I'm not sure how much stock to put into that. And then they take on Canton, who is 9-5, and Parker, who is 4-11. So not really an easy road, but very winnable games. And, again, they are 10-5 on the season. And we're going to take a look around the state, brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic, and we'll also take a look at maybe seed point standings as we wait to see if Coach Jay Drake comes up. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll take a look around the state and some action from around that, brought to you by the Vermilion Medical Clinic. This is the First Dakota National Bank postgame show on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, and Vermilion streaming on YouTube.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
They put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Welcome back to Tanager basketball from Dakota Valley, where the Vermilion Tanagers have fallen to Dakota Valley in a good matchup. Vermilion showed that they can stay with them. They did not show to be intimidated. They did not shirk from the challenge, and so there's something to be taken away in that. But let's take a look around the state, brought to you by Vermilion Medical Clinic. As we start taking a look around the state, just one moment. That's not what I wanted. All right. Since we just finished with the boys game, let's talk some boys basketball. 69-58, Lincoln beats O'Gorman. Brandon Valley defeats Sioux Falls, Washington, 79-49. Mitchell beat Aberdeen Central, 68-56. Sioux Falls Jefferson, 58. Watertown, 47. Sioux Falls Roosevelt over Brookings. Huron defeated Pierre, and Hot Springs over Douglas after 3 quarters. And Sturgis leads Spearfish after 28-10 after 2. In Class A, Burke leads Bon Homme 34-25. Sioux Valley defeated Dual. Parkston defeated Sanborn Central Woonsocket. Millbank over Sisseton. Pine Ridge leads White River 23-16. Crow Creek over Chamberlain. Hanson defeats Freeman. Warner over Redfield. Castlewood defeats Florence Henry. Wabash Summit over Esteline Hendricks. Cheyenne Eagle Butte over McLaughlin. Rapid City Christian over Bellefouche. Trip Delmont Armour over Platte Geddes. Lyman over Kimball White Lake. Madison leads McCook Central Montrose. Beersford over Garrettson. Dubrook area defeats Great Plains Lutheran. Del Rapids defeats MVP. Winner leads St. Francis Indian. DeSmet defeats Flandreau. Gregory defeats Wagner. Webster area over Northwestern with 1 minute to go. Miller tied with Aberdeen Roncalli in overtime. Hot Springs over Douglas. And again, Dakota Valley by 10 over Vermilion. And those are the score updates in Class A boys. And then in Class B boys, Andy Central Dakota Christian trails Marty. Burke leads Bon Homme. Pine Ridge again leads White River 23-16. Hanson over Freeman. Freeman Academy Marion over Gayville-Vollen. Defeats Gayville-Vollen. Warner defeats Redfield. Edgemont is losing. Arlington defeats Sioux Falls Lutheran. Canastota defeated Menno. And Howard defeated Bridgewater Emory. And those would be all of the area games. And ranked teams, Wessington Springs defeats Woolsey Wessington. DeSmet again defeated Flandreau. And Viborg Hurley will be taking on Parker. In girls action in AA, O'Gorman over Sioux Falls Lincoln. Pierre defeats Huron. Mitchell defeated Aberdeen Central. Brookings defeated Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Spearfish over Sturgis. Hill City over Douglas. T area over Harrisburg. And Sioux Falls Jefferson over Watertown. And Brandon Valley over Sioux Falls Washington. In A girls action, White River defeats Pine Ridge. Bon Homme wins. Sisseton wins. Sioux Valley wins. Warner, Parkston, and Red Cloud are all winners. Number 1 Flandreau defeated DeSmet. Florence Henry defeated Castlewood. Vermilion, of course, defeated Dakota Valley. Hanson over Freeman. Parker over Viborg Hurley. In other area action and ranked teams, Mount Vernon Plankton over Del Rapids. Garrettson defeated Beersford. Aberdeen Roncalli defeated Miller. Trip Delmont Armour defeated Platte Geddes. And Harding County, number 3, defeated Dupree 54-16. Wagner over Gregory 64-29. And again, number 5 T area defeated number 3 Harrisburg 52-44. Centerville defeated Canton. Sioux Falls Christian in girls defeated Tri-Valley 48-43. Again, an oddly close matchup. Sioux Falls Christian 14-2. Tri-Valley only 7-8 on the season, but held them only a 5-point victory for Sioux Falls Christian. And then in Class B, Bon Homme defeated Burke. Gayville-Vollen defeated Freeman Academy Marion. Flandreau defeated DeSmet, number 1 Flandreau. And Hanson over Freeman. Bridgewater Emory over Flandreau Indian. Parker over Viborg Hurley, 36-30. Phillip leads Jones County, 45-30. Trip Delmont Armour over Platte Geddes. Harding County over Dupree. Wagner over Gregory. Centerville over Canton. And that will do it. Andy Central Dakota Christian and Marty, no score update. So that will do it for our look around the state. Not sure if Coach Drake will be coming up. I did want to just take a look at seed points. Obviously, I don't think they'll be updated as of yet, but let's just take a look where our Tanagers reside. In Region 4A for the girls. Vermilion headed into tonight had 44.938 because, remember, as we talked about last night, that victory over Madison, Madison's record was so poor that they actually lost seed points or seed point averages, so 44.938. But if you look at the seed points formula, this matchup tonight against Dakota Valley will result in 47 seed points, so that average will go back up with the victory tonight. EPJ was at 44.25 coming in tonight, T area at 44. Dakota Valley was at 43.188. So the top four, you could see a flipping of the top four because Dakota Valley could fall to 5th. Lennox could be up to 4th now. Canton in 6th, Beersford in 7th, and then Parker in 8th. So right now, as it stands, Vermilion would host Parker in the opening round of regions. But they do need to take care of business. Like we said, they have Lennox, who's a good team, and Wagner, who's a good team next week. And then they close out with Parker, who you don't want to get too complacent, assuming you can have a victory. So that's where they stand in Region 4A. If you look in the boys' standing heading to tonight, the seed point formula, so they would get 39 points for a loss. Right now, heading into tonight, Vermilion was averaging. They were in 3rd. They were at 42.786, 1 point ahead of Canton. So we'll see how that averages out. 39 is not a ton. It shouldn't bring down their average too much, but we'll see if it does. And we'll let you know. You can tune into At the Mic tomorrow morning from 7 until 9 on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM. Also on kvtk.com. We'll be discussing tonight's action. We'll be looking ahead to the rest of the week. I was hoping to have some USD interviews, but those are happening tonight. So I don't see Coach Drake, and that is fine. I don't always expect him to come up after a loss. So I think we'll call it a night. For Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette, my name is Michael Schumacher. I'm going to stall here because I need to do a restart thing, so I need to actually do something on my phone. So we will be back in action Monday night from Lennox, where it'll be a boys-girls doubleheader again. Should start around 6:30, with pregame starting at 5:30. And so we'll be here for that. That'll be again on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. And then the next night we'll be in Wagner, again for a boys-girls doubleheader on ESPN Radio and Vermilion streaming on YouTube. But again, for Jen Ashley and Gage Ravelette, I'm Michael Schumacher, wishing you a good night, and we'll talk to you, hopefully, Monday. All right, you guys have